Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube and network with other content creators and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. And when I say we, I mean myself and my brother from the same mother, Dee. Dee, what's happening?
Yep. How was your week?
Fantastic. How was your week?
Great. More importantly, how was your week? Hope you had a great week since our last stream. Hope you hit all the milestones that you were trying to hit. Hope you had some success.
Yep.
Hope you're having a good. Hope you brought some coffee.
Yeah.
For those of you waking up.
Yes, we did. Good morning. Yeah, for those of you waking up for, if you're having coffee, right now and you're getting that, good caffeine surge right now coming in, welcome to another day. Hope it's awesome for you. And I hope you're ready to learn about some YouTube stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So as we are getting into it today, we do have some YouTube news. So the very first thing that I do want to let you know of, and let me just go ahead and hit this real quick.
YouTube creator news starts now.
The very first thing I want to let you know of is that YouTube is making an update to notifications. An update to notifications. So if someone, this is how the whole thing's going to work. So if somebody consistently interacts with the channel, they are going to continue to get notifications. And this is for push notifications to their mobile device. So they're going to continue to get notifications as long as you have them turned on, meaning that you have the box checked that people will get the notifications that have opted in for it. But if they haven't responded to those notifications and they're not interacting with the channel after about a month, then YouTube is going to stop sending them those push notifications, and instead they are just going to put them in the notification areas inside of the YouTube account. So that way, people can still hit that to know the videos that you published. Now with this isn't a really big deal because the amount of, people that come in on notifications is relatively small anyway. So because of that, this really isn't anything that's going to impact you in any negative way or anything like that, but it is an update. So because of that, wanted to make sure that you know about it. In addition to that, on the viewer side, and I think this one's interesting, Dan, I'm going to be interested to get your thoughts on this because, it's audio related.
Okay.
So when it comes to YouTube as a viewer, YouTube has added a voice boost feature so that you can amplify vocals and reduce background sounds to make spoken dialogue clearer. So I think this is cool from one's perspective, and that perspective is that...
I've had this for a while.
Have you?
I've been in the test group for this, yeah.
Yeah, the one perspective is that this is cool because it allows you to be able to, just focus in on something from the viewer or from the account that you're watching. But the downside, in my opinion, is that when you are putting a video together and you're doing sound design and all this stuff, some users are going to be opting out of that experience. So that kind of sucks, but it's a viewer preference, so it's fine. But what are your thoughts on that?
I've had it for a while, but I don't have it turned on, and I have not tested it again. And I think I'm going to do that tonight. If I would have had any whereabouts, I would have tested it before we came in here, so I could have an educated comment on it. I turned it off, and thinking about it now, like you said, if you have put the work into creating an experience for the viewer, and that includes sound design. Right? Because sound design can move your video forward. It can help build up to certain points of your video, right? That's part of the experience for some sorts of creators. If their AI is removing that, I'm not so excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Like from a viewer, because I know some people, they get distracted or because of the way their hearing works. Like the extra stuff just makes it hard for them to focus and stuff.
I get that.
So I think it's a win in that regard.
Here's what I would like to see, and it might do this. Like I said, I've turned it off. I would like for it to give us maybe even notification, because if you just have it on and you're just watching videos, you might be completely unaware of what you're missing.
True.
So it would be great if you have captions on, or maybe it gives you an alert to let you know this video has a sound bed, or this audio or this video has music, just so you go, oh, maybe I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
Yeah, I guess we got to figure out how intense it is first.
Yeah, I'm okay with them being able to turn it off if we have a notification letting us know that we're missing something.
Sure. And I'm not sure if it's a completely turning off or if it's just more of a focus in lowering that stuff, right? So,
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying. I wish I would have tested that. I was like, I don't need to do that. I turning it off.
Right, just listen to the whole experience. Yeah, sure.
Now, that being said, where I can see it coming in helpful is there are a lot of creators up there just uploading videos with rubbish audio.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I think it's going to be great. But, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't tested it. Maybe it just lowers the music, lowers the sound bed, and it's still there. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I wish
We're going to find out.
We're going to find out.
We definitely are.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, viewers in vertical live streams can now earn XP or experience points for their watch time and super chat replies. So this is going to help you more easily spot your most active community members is how they're framing it. But, just more features that they're adding to the vertical live streams as well. And the gifting feature is now that we talked about last week is now 100% rolled out for horizontal live streams on mobile as well. So if you are watching, from a mobile device for any live stream, as long as it's in the partner program and all that stuff, then you can now send, and as the creator, you can receive the man, I just completely lost my spot in my notes here.
Gonna be one of those.
Oh yeah, you
streams.
can receive gifts, from them there. And then also
You
last
needed
week,
notes for that.
and then last week, well, I just have the notes, and then I was just like, where am I at?
Yeah.
And then last week we mentioned that they make it now to where if you have ads enabled, mid-roll ads enabled during your live streams, to where if your live stream is peaking, then in that case they will not show ads during those times. And as
During
a part,
peak engagement moments during your live stream.
yes. And then as another part of that, they also have it to where now if somebody gives a super chat, if you have that feature enabled, that
Super thanks, super chat, gift.
Yep, any of that.
If you spend money
Yes.
during a live stream,
Yes.
essentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're spending money with YouTube and the creator, then that is also going to put a pause on the
Temporary.
ads. Temporary. And
Temporary
I'm not
pause.
sure how long that temporary thing is, but it is it's something new that they are doing, and that's the news.
So I'm going to come back to the AI audio for a second because Stitch is Gonna Stitch, favorite YouTube name, made a very valid comment, and I agree with this. Says, I like this because I find super new YouTubers in my niche because they often put music at a level that competes with their dialogue because they're still learning. So I will add this. Again, I haven't tested it yet, but if all it's doing is level matching and it's not getting rid of anything, where it's like, okay, we know that dialogue is supposed to sit here, and we know that music and background sound is supposed to sit here. We're just going to level match everything to where nothing is competing with one another. If it is intelligent enough to do that, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because just like the Stitch is Gonna Stitch said, people who don't know sometimes make things way too loud.
Yeah.
And it does compete for their voice. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's a great comment, and I'm on board with that. We'll find out.
Ernie, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Nice to see you in here. Chantel, nice to see you here as well. Moro Gaming, nice to see you. Hope that you are doing great. Jive Dancing, nice to see you. Tim Tech, nice to see you. David Matney, what's up, my man? So we got some super chats here really quick. Let me go ahead and get these taken. So iPhone Chris.
They just don't want the ads.
Right?
Is that rolled out to everyone already?
So it's rolling out. I believe
rolling
they
out?
didn't say if it's finalized or not, but they just mentioned that that's something that they
Let
are doing. Yeah.
Let
So
us know.
iPhone Chris, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. And also David Matney, thank you for the super chat. It says, if either one of you were in control of YouTube, what would be the one change that you would like to see done? Thanks for all that you do. So there's a feature that I would love to have with YouTube, and it's because I'm a live streamer, and just because the type of content that I make on this channel, sometimes the content gets dated. So like if I talk about a tool or, something like that, then sometimes the features change and things like that, or maybe the interface gets a complete update. And because of that, I don't want to delete the video, and I don't want to, private the video or unlist the video. So it would be great if I could have a checkbox where I could go in after the fact and hit that checkbox and tell YouTube to just stop considering that video for recommendations. Same thing for live streams. So, for a live stream, it would be great to where after a certain amount of time, I could say, hey, don't recommend this. And then that way it would help me ensure as the content creator that the videos that I'm wanting to be recommended more would be the ones that are the focus when it comes to recommendation. I think that would be, one that I would really enjoy. How about you?
I actually have two things, and I only asked for one, but the first one would be a complete overhaul of the content ID system. I think it is too aggressive,
That's a good one.
and there's too much leeway in there for people being allowed to make false claims. The content ID system is quite famous for making mistakes, so I would do it, especially now with AI. Like they have the ability to do an overhaul if they wanted to do an overhaul.
Yeah.
If it's cost effective. So I would do that. I would do a complete overhaul of Content ID. And secondly, I would get more people like Renee Ritchie involved in communication in terms of making the videos
Street team.
on the street team, making videos for YouTube. And I mean, no disrespect to the other people who have made videos for YouTube, but they need creators in there who understand the language and the culture of YouTube and know how to effectively communicate the changes that's happening to YouTube, because channels like yours should not exist.
Right.
People, there are multiple channels on how to do YouTube, how to grow. And those channels shouldn't exist,
Right.
in theory. YouTube should have enough information out there spoken in a way that people clearly understand it. So where they watch a video and they're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly, yep, understood.
I think the only problem with that is distribution, right? Because already they put like the Creator Insiders videos directly in everybody's YouTube studio, but people just don't watch it, right? So because of that, I think that
Because they don't deliver it in a way that connects to people.
well, I don't know. I think on the Creator Insiders channel they do.
No, most
Because some of their videos do well.
Some.
But considering the amount of creators out there and the amount of channels that those videos are embedded into the back ends of,
Some.
you would think that like everything they put out would crush.
some, but
Like, for example, if YouTube hit me up and they're like, hey, Nick, we're going to start featuring your videos. Every video you publish, we're going to start featuring it inside of the Creator Studio. I'd be like, oh, my God. That's incredible,
Right.
right? But it doesn't seem to make that big of an impact on their on their stuff.
then they need to change it up.
Yeah.
They're doing something wrong because there's 1,001 channels.
They could do it the
trying to
easy
teach
way
you how
where
to
they
do
just
it.
have a modal pop up. Hey, these are the new features that we have,
Or-
that we've done, things like that, to where like if you're a creator and you log into the studio, instead of being an optional thing that's kind of hiding over in the corner,
Right.
it's just put right in your face. Hey, new rules. New copyright rules. These are copyright things for new channels, stuff like that, an onboarding process. Like, hey, you want to publish videos? You got to pass this first. That proves to us that you
Okay.
understand the rules of the game. Those types of things would be great too.
Or you go to look for, hey, how do I do this thing on YouTube? And guess whose videos pop up first? YouTube,
Yeah.
with valid videos.
Yeah.
And again, no disrespect, but a lot of the videos that YouTube puts out for me, they're unwatchable. And I know a lot of people talk about this.
Sure. Yeah, I think another thing too is they do focus a lot on just like super big creators.
Yes.
And it makes sense because like those are the people that people want to hear from and stuff like that. So that makes sense.
I feel like
However,
they're out of touch. I feel like they don't
Yes,
have their
that's what I was
finger on
gonna
the
say.
pulse of their
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
system, their own
Right.
network, their own
Right.
community.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
that's what I would
making,
change.
yeah. Like when you make all of your references and all of your stuff and things like that about like Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, okay, well, basically, I mean, it's important that you get information, because he's,
Yeah.
he's obviously leading the platform, so that's good. But on the other side of that coin, it's like that, like the things that he's doing, other people can't necessarily do at that level, like if they're just starting a YouTube channel, for example.
Right.
So because of that, they need to, in my opinion, they should have more, those types of people, types of content targeted towards newer people.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, whatever they do, I think they do a poor job at communicating to creators, and I think they need more people like Renee.
They're
in
doing
there.
way better now that Renee's on board.
They're doing way
Yeah,
better.
way better.
They're
Yeah.
doing way. Yeah. Credit where credit is due. They're doing way better, but they need more people like Renee in there. People with skin in the game.
Yep.
Who truly
Who's been a creator, who's been on the other side of it.
Yeah.
They know the stuff. Yeah.
100%.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, and who was it? Scale Train Station says, wrong D. There will always be how-to YouTube videos because it's an easy path to selling get-rich-quick courses. Sure, there's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be able to sell a dream or whatever, but I think if people had a better understanding of how YouTube worked because of the information that YouTube was putting out there and it was easy to find, there would be less need for such a thing. That's my... You're not going to be able to get rid of it,
Right.
but there's going to be less need for it because YouTube would be very upfront and easy to find all the information. There should be no situation ever where a creator is asking others, how does the algorithm work?
Right.
Can you explain? Yeah, the algorithm hates me. The algorithm doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, that should not be a conversation on any platform.
Here's the thing, though. I
On
think,
any platform.
Yeah, I agree. But I think that even if YouTube was 100% transparent about literally everything, you would still have those people.
I mean, people think the Earth is flat. I mean,
right,
they're always
right.
there's
That's what I
always-
mean. Like you would have those people,
Yeah.
plus you would have the people that would be like, well, it's not me.
Right.
It's not me. It's got to be YouTube.
Right.
So therefore,
Right.
it would change from YouTube as being transparent to where, the general public would be like, sweet, cool, thanks, we appreciate it. to this like other group of people that would be like, oh no, that they're just lying to us over there.
Right.
Like none of that is actually,
Right.
you know, how everything goes down.
Gravity isn't
And
real. That's
because
not
of
how it
that,
works.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Yeah. So
Yeah. You create your account. You go through an onboarding process. You have to just watch a couple of short videos, an introduction to YouTube and how it works. So at least they plant the seed, so you just have a little bit of an idea of what's going on. Anything is better than what's going on now, but they are getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to be too hard on them.
Yeah,
But
you do.
yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
So on that note, if this is your first time here, I do want to let you know that we answer YouTube questions during this stream. So what we do here is basically there's a form that is down in the description. It has also been dropped a few times into the live chat as well. And with this, basically all you have to do if you have a question that you want answered about your channel, you want feedback on anything, all you have to do is add your channel to the form that is linked down in the description below. And when you do that, then it's going to show up on our end. And that is going to allow us to be able to see your question, give you whatever feedback you need, and that sort of thing. So it's free to participate. So all you have to do is just take your question, put it into that form, and then you are good to go.
We have quite some debate going on here in the chat about front loading YouTube information. Yeah, listen, you're never going to catch everyone with everything.
Yeah.
But you can reduce it. One thing that I've done over, man, how long have I been building websites? Since the internet was pretty much since AOL, basically. One of the things is trying to build websites and flows and systems and customer support flows to where people can kind of figure stuff out themselves, to where it reduces the burden on actual humans. And
Actual humans.
You'll never get it to 100%, but you can reduce it dramatically by making little changes. Just a little tweak here, a little tweak there.
Little something.
Yeah.
Little something here, little something over there.
Yeah, a little tweak here, a little tweak there can reduce your customer support emails by 50% easily, depending on what it is.
So let's get into some questions, Dee.
Let's get into it.
So the very first question that we have today is from a channel called New to Streaming. New to Streaming, they have a question, and they have been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do educational content, gold the channels to teach others. And the question is, I got an upcoming event where I'll be doing a live stream, and I'm looking to put together a modest IRL setup. I'm a small streamer, and this will be my first time doing an IRL event. So I'm trying to avoid overkill solutions like a full backpack or a live view setup, which probably would have been my recommendation. And says, D, I've been watching your videos on Prism Live, but I'm finding that a lot of content around mobile IRL streams feels a bit outdated now. Is there a current go-to app for Android that you'd recommend for IRL streaming? Also, I'll also be streaming while overseas, so I'll need to sort out data. Would travel eSIMs like Shaala, whatever that is, be reliable enough for this? I've also heard about setups where multiple phones are used to combine connections for better stability. I do have access to extra devices, so that could be an option, but I'd really appreciate any advice in the most practical approach.
You can answer this with what you're going to tell them about the live view box.
No, they said that they don't want that.
You don't want that.
They're looking for just like an easy solution so they don't have to do an overkill like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing IRL streaming and you're doing everything on mobile, but you don't want to use the joined cellular technology where they're joining the SIMs, because that's essentially what that's doing with that box.
100% what it's doing.
Yeah, that's going to be the most stable way to do it. But if you don't want to do that, then to my knowledge, you're kind of on your own in terms of just finding an app that works and a phone that doesn't overheat. We talked a couple weeks ago about, and overheating is really the big thing, I think.
Yeah.
Data drops and overheating. One good thing about something like StreamYard that's browser-based, and I'm not saying this is the best solution for IRL, but, and I think Meld does it now too, to where you can uploads to their cloud first. And what this allows is if you were to have an internet drop while you're streaming, it keeps the stream alive for a certain amount of time. It's not a long amount of time, but it's enough to where you might be able to pick up another signal again and continue the stream. So I would look
It's an amount of time.
in amount of time. So I know StreamYard does that. I know Meld does that now. They don't make it very easy to find, but there is a video about how to do that. It's a feature that they have. I don't know if OBS has something like that. In terms of apps, I don't have one solution over another on that one when it comes to mobile. So I would just pick one that you like. I know it's not the answer you're looking for, but if you're against something like Live View, then you're kind of at the mercy.
At the mercy of that.
Yeah, you're at the mercy of what's going to work and what's not going to overheat your phone. But I will say this: there are fans now that you can clip on. It's like a case that clips onto your phone that will help keep your phone cooler. So if your phone is overheating, then I would look into something like that. Nice. Yeah.
So the next question that we have on our list, and by the way, if you are new here, we're answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything you're doing on YouTube, you want feedback on your channel, anything like that, there's a form that you can check out. The link to that is been dropped into the chat. Just click on that. It'll take you to the form. Just put in some information about your channel so I know what you're trying to do, and then we'll get it answered on the stream here today.
I'm going to look for that link for Meld's cloud solution, and I'll drop it into the stream.
And by the way, I do want to let you know that this stream is brought to you by Opus Clip. Opus Clip is a content repurposing tool. So with Opus Clip, what this does is you can take one long form video and you can drop it into Opus Clip and it'll convert it into a bunch of shorter videos for you. So those videos can be vertical that you can use in YouTube Shorts. Those videos can be mid-form videos to where, up to 15 minutes long, I believe, is the limit there. But it allows you to get more out of the content that you're already making. You can try that for yourself at tryopusnow.com if you want to hook me up with an affiliate. If not, then you can just go to opus.pro and check that out. They also have a really cool tool that I've been playing with a lot lately called Agent Opus, where you can put in prompts, you can upload audio files, things like that, and it'll just make videos for you. So you can use this for a lot of different purposes. I'm in the process of making a really fun video right now with that as well. And I have content going out on another channel with that tool as well. But some really cool stuff that they're putting out, but you can check that out at opus.pro.
Okay, I believe I'm putting the right link in here in the chat.
What are you linking to?
It's called Meld Multi. I believe it's the correct one. You can have a look and see if that's the right one. I believe it's called Meld Multi, and it allows you to upload to their cloud.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So next up, we have Chad on the road. Chad on the road. Let me clear this out here real quick.
And by the way, regarding Meld, I don't know if they have a standalone app or if you will have to use them in a browser. I haven't used it on a phone, but I love them. Fantastic. No affiliation. I think it's a good product.
So Chad on the Road is the next channel here. And Chad on the Road, they upload one time per week or more, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do abandoned and haunted location exploring content. The goal of the channel is to quit their job and be a full-time content creator. And the question is, not really a question, but I wanted to show you the end product of a thumbnail that you and Dee went over last week in great detail to give me an idea and see what you think. The video is Okie Pinokie Haunted Forest video. Do not enter. Thanks again so much for all of your help and ideas. Kudos. So yeah, let's take a look and see what you came up with here for this.
We looked at their channel last week.
Yeah, we were giving them tips. This is the one on the In the Woods thing that I redid, that I dropped it into Photoshop. So let me go over here, put this up on screen here.
So really quick, I don't think Meld does work on a phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. I've never looked into it on a phone. Maybe you can try it, but I don't think so. It's not displaying anything for a phone when I pull it up.
So right here, hidden in the woods. So yeah, you're almost there on this, super close. Oh, this one right here. Hold on. Yeah, so I think this is the one that we were talking about before. Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's better.
And he mentioned another one too about another place, but I don't see. Oh, no, it was this one. It was the same one, the Okie Pinokie. Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
Yep.
I might put a little more dark shadow, a little drop shadow.
Around that enter?
Yeah, around your do not enter, just to make it pop out a little bit more because you have the white mist around the top. But yeah, much better. And you can also, it's called kerning, where you take the letters and when you bring them in. So when you have your letters and they're really spread out, and the words are spread out a lot like that. I don't know what you're using to make your thumbnails, but there are some graphic software allows you to move your text and your words together to make them look a little tighter. And sometimes that can be easier to read than when it's all spread out.
Yep. Yeah, and Jay says, doesn't look like it had an immediate impact. Yep, not yet. That's the thing, though, right, is dialing things in over time, right? Yeah. So next up on the list here, so we got Chad on the road. So next up, we've got the Dr. Vibe Show. Dr. Vibe, what's going on, man? Hope that you are doing great. And let's see here. Dr. Vibe says that they upload 1 time per week or more. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, greetings. Hope that both of you are fine and safe. Thanks to both of you for all you do. Also, I'm a big fan of creatordashboard.com. Thank you.
Right.
It says, what are the factors to determine if a YouTube creator should have one channel with long form or a separate channel with shorts only? So the determining factors are if the content is for the same type of viewer or not. So if you're, for example, like on this channel, if I wanted to, start publishing food recipes, which I wouldn't recommend following my food recipes, but if I, wanted to publish food recipes, then in that case, I wouldn't put them on this channel. Like right now, I mentioned that I'm doing some, fun stuff with the Agent Opus tool from Opus Clip. And for that, I'm putting that stuff on a different channel too, just because, it's not appropriate for this audience. The subject matter is completely different, all of that. So anytime, you have a new channel, just like, like Creator Mix, for example, that's its own channel. So basically, like when you have a YouTube channel, you want to think that that channel is a resource of content for a certain type of viewer who's interested in specific things. So anything that deviates outside of that, if it's a live stream, if it's shorts, whatever it is, then that's where you would have a different channel for those other things that you're providing so that you can create a resource for people around those things. So it's more about thinking about, what are you trying to do? Who is it that you're doing it for? How are you doing it? And then, offering your content to that viewer that you're trying to reach. Next.
I'm over here going down the live streaming rabbit hole.
What do you mean?
From the first question.
Oh, you're still there?
Yeah. I'm just doing some research. I'm trying to see if there's anything new that I'm not aware of that's out there that might help an IRL streamer mobile only.
More Fit Than Fat is the next channel here. They upload 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do health and medical education content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I received a copyright strike on an 8-second short. There was in no way any copyright infringement on this video. I checked with my attorney. Thank goodness he's a friend and didn't charge me. I sent a counter and I have no doubt that it will be cleared. It came from Outtake AI, which monitors YouTube for Peter Attia, a popular video in this niche if you're familiar. My question is, do many other creators get copyright strikes from AI watchdogs? Is this a known problem YouTube is trying to correct? It can be scary getting one, and then YouTube scares you even more by all the things they say when you want to file a counter strike. This alone, I feel, deters small channel. Just looking for your insights into this.
This is a new problem on YouTube.
Yeah, so when it comes to AI services or people using AI to put claims against that, I'm surprised that's not illegal.
I'm really disappointed.
Like if it's not a legitimate, claim and they have AI bots going around just making all these claims that people have to defend, isn't that illegal?
What did I say when David Matney asked what's the one thing that you would change about YouTube? And the first thing is a complete overhaul of their content ID system. YouTube's content ID system is so broken and so outdated and so easily abused that I'm surprised the government hasn't shut it down. Like, it's that bad.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody tell you any different. It is that bad. Yep. And yes, that people are using AIs to incorrectly claim and strike videos at scale. And YouTube's just like, yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yep. I think legally they're just trying to kind of stay out of the conversation, right? I think it's more there, but they definitely need to make improvements. But I think the reason they don't is because they boast the billions of dollars that they give to the music industry.
They brag
or the
about
entertainment industry, I should say.
YouTube brags about how much money they collect for the entertainment industry through Content ID.
Yep.
So I look at it as a partnership that they have with the entertainment industry. That, it's one big business, patting another big business on the back in bed with each other. That's all it is. Yep. And I believe, and again, I'm this is my opinion. I believe that YouTube has not rebuilt their Content ID system because it's probably cheaper to pay out the lawsuits than it is to overhaul their Content ID system.
So check this out. I have to share this. So
Yeah.
I just did a quick Google search, and this is on the official YouTube blog also.
Yeah.
$8 billion. YouTube's twin engine continues to fuel the future of music. So yesterday, YouTube's global head of music, Liar Cohen, shared
Find this guy and let's get him.
They don't. That was a joke. Shared a new music milestone that reaffirmed our commitment to the music industry.
Yeah.
In the 12 months between July 2024 and June 2025, YouTube paid over $8 billion to the music industry.
Just to the music industry alone. That's not, that's just music.
Now, as a part of this, though, I'm sure some of it is, their streaming stuff too, because, YouTube has YouTube Music. So I'm sure a lot of it's that. But they also have somewhere, I thought this was the article, but it's not. But they have another article where they talk about also tons of money that they've given them through the copyright system.
Yeah, the copyright system.
But that's not the article. But yeah, pretty wild in terms of, makes sense. They have, YouTube Music, so they have to play ball.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. One
That's
big business making money for another business.
Yep.
That's all it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Listen, Content ID works to a point. The problem is that it's so easily abused. I'm not going to teach you how to abuse it, but it is incredibly easy to abuse and steal money from people and issue strikes on people's channels with virtually no real accountability. And it makes lots of really stupid mistakes. I had no idea how bad it was until we started Creator Mix, and I had to deal with false claims and not only false claims that people in Bahrain or Saudi Arabia issue against tracks that they don't own because they're trying to steal the money, but also the mistakes that Content ID makes, to where it will take a sound that's just like a whoosh sound. Whoosh. That's not yours. Like, you can't claim a whoosh. What are you doing?
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy. And it's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube. Yeah. Somebody just posted it here. I lost it in the chat. Original artists who make their own music are getting copyright claims and copyright strikes on their own music.
From people that steal their music too.
It's either through mistakes where the claims will come in through Content ID, or from people who've stolen their music, or from just rogue operators in third world or distant countries where there's no ramifications whatsoever for doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't somebody just go to jail for gaming Content ID for like millions of dollars?
It was a staggering amount of money.
Like somebody had like a full-time
I think it was like $10 million or something like that. They were able to scrape out of it.
Yeah, somebody
Some scammer. They were basically scamming channels to the tune of
millions
like a staggering amount of money.
Yeah, millions and millions of dollars
wild.
they were scamming creators in YouTube for Content ID for a very long time.
So Nordcards Collectibles in the chat, and this is a unique question, so I want to take this one directly out of the chat. It says, how much does the niche influence CTR?
Wait, we didn't answer that person's question. We just kind of went down the Content ID rabbit.
No, they wanted to know our thoughts.
Oh, the thought is, welcome to YouTube. Like, this is what everybody has to deal with in terms of if you're using music or if you're using clips, if you're making your own clips. Yeah. Luckily, it didn't cost you anything because you do have a friend who's an attorney.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, welcome to YouTube.
So, Nordcards Collectibles. So they say, how much does the niche influence CTR? I'm in a niche German sports card scene, and I think that my thumbnails and titles are fine, but the CTR is constantly below 3 and 6%. So when it comes to for their click-through rate, so when it comes to your niche on YouTube, yeah, it can definitely make a difference, but it's not just because it's the niche. It's the general interest in the topics that you're talking about. So when it comes to YouTube, the golden rule is if you want to have a, successful channel on YouTube, it's helpful to make sure that you are making content about things that a lot of other people care about. And by a lot, I mean like a lot, right? Like tons of people. Because if you are making content about very obscure things, unless, of course, the whole thing of the channel is obscure things and you start collecting people over time that are into those obscure, those, weird things. But in, most cases, the whole idea, and this is why a lot of content creators will tie pop culture into their content in some way, so that they can also leverage that, because those things are also very well known, and they're using that as a way to bring attention to themselves. But when it comes to, the low click-through rate on your videos, topics matter, your thumbnails matter, the niche that you're in terms of the amount of people that might be interested in that content matters, the title of the video matters. So, I'm looking at your content right now, and because of the language in your thumbnails, I can't tell, what it is that it actually says in the text. Same things with your titles. But one thing to think about is, it's also possible that there are people that are interested in what it is that you're doing, but you're just not capturing their attention well through how you're, framing your titles, the video ideas specifically that you're making. Or it could be that your thumbnails, again, because I can't read it, I don't know if this is the case or not, but your thumbnails could be focusing on the wrong thing. So for example, and I'm just going to pull this up here. And I'm just running on this based on the niche, right? So here you do collectibles, right? So if you're talking about collectibles, right here, all of the imagery, this is all focused on you, right? And right now, not a lot of people, in terms of strangers on the internet, not a lot of people know about you yet. Even, from like a total view count, you're in a place where you've only been in front of 21,000 people out of the entirety of YouTube. So because of that, the thing that you need to be focusing on in your thumbnails right now is, if you're talking about collectibles, make the collectibles the star of the thumbnail. And again, with your titles, I'm not sure what's being said in your titles, but if you want to capture the attention for people that are into collectibles, make sure that the collectible is the focus of the thumbnail, not you, right? You might be doing that in the text. I'm not sure. You might be carrying some of that weight in the text, but you want to make sure that all of these things are visible at a glance. So if somebody that's into collectibles and they, see this thumbnail while they're looking all over YouTube, that it immediately tells them like, oh, this is about, something that I care about. So then that way it just grabs their attention for that little bit of time, so that they'll read the title, figure out if it's something that they want to click on or not, and then either go in or move on. So that would be the first thing that I would do. Because I can tell you that I don't know about, in Germany, but I know in the US and just English speaking markets in general, collectibles in general are massive. So if Germany is in a similar situation, then in that case, it could just be, you're not focusing on the right things when it comes to the imagery in your thumbnails.
Think about what image is going to be the most important to the person you want to watch your video. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be you? And keep in mind, they might not know you yet. Right? You don't have a large footprint on YouTube at this time. So for somebody who might be interested in collectibles, which one do you think they're more likely to respond to? A picture of you, someone who they don't know yet, or the collectible that they might be interested in? Mm-hmm. So you have to think about the psychology behind why somebody might be clicking on your thumbnail.
Yes.
And focus on that. Mm-hmm. And, I think there's a lot of information out there, and it's good information about, put yourself in the thumbnail and emotion faces, get more clicks and whatever. There's truth to that.
Even emotion from strangers, right? That gets clicks too.
Right. There's truth to that, but at the same time, you also need to make sure that it's something that your audience is interested in. Putting a human in there by itself in the vacuum really doesn't do much. You have to have the entire package between your title. If you're putting text in the thumbnail, the text has to be something that's attractive to your ideal audience, and then ideally you have focus on the actual collectible itself. I see some of your thumbnails, you do put the collectible like kind of in the background, but I would completely flip that, because people don't know you yet. Once people get to know you, then they're like, oh, that's the collectible guy. And then they can click, oh, I watched his videos on collectibles, love this guy, I'm going to watch what he has to say. But until that tipping point happens, focus on what your audience is actually going to be interested in. And no offense, but it's not you. Not yet. That day will come, but it's not yet.
So next up on our list here, we have Bremerton Pirate Festival. I don't know about you, D, but that sounds like a good time. A pirate festival?
Listen,
like what's going on at a pirate festival?
Pillaging,
lots of pillaging. I'm sure.
Lots of pillaging.
Swashbuckling, probably.
A lot of swashbuckling.
Yep.
A lot of pillaging.
Yep. There's probably a lot of people there with wooden legs.
A lot of wooden legs. A lot of one eyes. Eye patches.
Yep.
A lot of parrots.
Yeah. I didn't even think of the parrots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet.
Probably a lot of black market Cannonballs.
Goods.
Yeah.
And cannonballs and
Yeah.
goods.
Some winches, perhaps.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know. That sounds like a party to me.
Right.
You know.
Yep. So the Pirate Festival, we're going to have to mark that one on the calendar.
Yeah.
So they upload when they have time, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is events. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, I'm an event organizer. My business name is Bremerton Pirate Festival, a.k.a. Kitsip Pirates. Basically, I want to post tutorials and event promotions. Would you suggest using one channel for both or having separate channels? I had my first event and at most 750 views of my mostly AI-created videos, but over 1,500 people showed up to my event. I made over $2,000. I believe the videos were extremely helpful. Nice work.
Nice.
So when it comes to having your event organizer business, it depends on what it is that you're going to be offering. So if you are trying to get in front of people that care about the pirate life or lifestyle, or whatever the festival is about as it relates to pirates, then in that case, I would make that channel targeted towards those people. Because if you are making content as an event organizer, then in that case, you might be making videos for event organizers, and those aren't necessarily the people that you're wanting to, get in front of. So because of that, if you're doing that as, for your business, and you're like, hey, I have this business, and as a part of this business, I need to be making videos so that, I can get in front of people that, might want me to organize their event, things like that. However, if you have your own event, which you do, and you want people that are interested in the pirate thing to go to that event, then in that case, you need to make content that people that would be interested in going to the event would be likely to interact with.
Hey, Gregor, how you doing, man?
So that would be the approach that I would take with the channels there. But, the fact that you had 750 views on an AI-created video and had, a lot of people show up to the event, that's fantastic. So just imagine, what can happen if you amplify that. So another thing that I would do is if you have footage from that event is I would also make sure that you are posting YouTube shorts of that footage, post them on TikTok, post them on Instagram, because with that gives you the opportunity to just make the one video and then distribute it everywhere, and then also start building the brand up everywhere else. If you're not doing that already, I would definitely make sure that you are posting vertical content, just because when it comes to the long form content, then topically you're going to have to nail it, and that means that you're going to have to get people to click on whatever it is that you're doing. Whereas if you are publishing vertical content because you're trying to spread awareness about your events, then in that case, they're just showing up. And then with that, it's going to come down to like volume and trying to figure out, what people respond to, in shorts, and how you can make them general enough to where they'll get legs, but still, tuned for, the pirate fans that you're trying to reach.
I don't think they were clear on this. Was this like a Pirates of the Caribbean type of thing, or was it like Somali pirates?
Because that's going to
change. That's going to change how I might want to participate.
Let's look it up. Kitsap Pirates. We're going to take a look.
Is this like Caribbean pirates, Spanish pirates, that whole thing, or is this like where I'm the
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend
and it
right
is not
now.
working. I don't know if this is your. Oh no, this is Kingston. This is not the same.
Pirates.
Okay, Kitsap Pirates.
Yeah.
Okay. So you definitely need to work on your website too. A full day of pirate fun. I mean, how cool is this? Yeah, like this looks pretty cool.
You need to show it.
Yeah, sure. Make sure nothing. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so this is it right here.
Let's see.
Yeah, back in February is when it went down. Full day of pirate fun, food and vendors, free activities for kids, free live entertainment. That looks like a good time.
Yeah, it looks like a party.
Yeah, it does. Looks like a good time. Looks like they might be having another one in March, but that doesn't make sense with that one saying that it's in February. So I don't know and it was posted in December. Like, yeah, there's all kinds of weird date stuff going on there. So I'd get that straightened out too.
Pirate logic.
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
They're probably speaking in code or something.
Probably.
Yeah. And we may have missed something. Doug mentioned something about CTO. He says, did you answer the question about CPMs?
No, I didn't see that. Give me 1 second here.
Was that part of one of their questions that we
Hey, Melinda, thank you for your support for 41 months. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Oh, Stitch is going to stitch. I see it now. Oh, wait, no, this isn't it either.
I think somebody may have asked a question.
Okay.
In the form, you talked about it, and maybe we glazed over part of their question.
Oh, you're saying we got derailed somehow? Imagine that. So thank you. Stitch is going to stitch for the super chat. Says, if you like pirate stuff and you live near a major waterway, check out if your area has a tall ships festival. I've been to the Cleveland one a few times, and it's awesome. Interesting little pro tip there for everybody.
Yeah.
Build and fix with Mooney. What's going on? It was CTR, and we did. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got to give you access to our chat system here, Doug. Help me remember to do that this week. So,
Pirates.
Next up on the list here, we have Film School Dad. Film School Dad does bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of content is film theories and commentary. And the main goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And they say that they're currently growing faster than they imagined, which is great. And the question is, I'm looking for some best practices for channel memberships as I recently acquired a small group of channel members. I currently have 10 videos set up for members only, and I also made a member badge for commenting. My price is set to 99 cents a month, and I only have one tier, which I think works for now. What can I do to keep my members happy so they stay every month and entice new memberships? Just stay engaged. So that means, members only, community posts, let them know things that you're working on. If you want to make, members only content, you can do that. If you want to do any type of live streams when you're working on your stuff, you can do that sort of thing too, or just dedicated, streams to connect with them. Anything like that is good, and it's of value to your viewers. So the first thing is when you set up your membership, you also have the option of the different things that you offer. So I would just go through that and see what it is that you have there. But if you haven't really set that up yet, then in that case, you can have that as just a support tier. Some people do that to where, they have their, entry level to where it's just like, hey, this is your support tier, to where it's just like saying, hey, I appreciate the content. Here's 99 cents, right? And then you have the exchange stuff where, people give they join your membership because they want something in exchange. Either that's content or access or live streams or whatever the thing is. So I would figure out what you want to offer. And I would also think about, time and, that kind of stuff, because, as you start adding more and more of these things, I mean, it's part of the gig, right? So it's just part of the gig. So you got to, figure out how to do it. But as you add more and more things, then it's more and more time that, that is required. So because of that, just put a lot of thought into thinking about, okay, what do I want to commit to versus, these are the things that I'm going to commit to. And then these things here are things to where, if I've got the time, I'll just do it. And then I will, if it's a piece of content, live stream, that kind of stuff, then I'll just do it and just add it. And then they'll have access to it versus this is what I promise, over here. So that would be the approach with that. Next up on our list here, we have, we did Film School Dad. So next up, we have Ahrilover Gaming Alcatan. I hope I'm saying that correctly. They do daily content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do gaming content. Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, what do I need to improve? So let's see what you got going on in your channel here. Let's go ahead and pull it up and see what you have going on. Right. Let me go to your videos tab here. Okay, first you need to make custom thumbnails. Like right now, you're just taking like screenshots of stuff. I mean, this can work, but I would definitely just start being more intentional about your thumbnails. Victory Road Platinum Trophy, Beat Your Birth of Souls Platinum Trophy. RoboCop. Okay, so yeah, so these are all gaming videos, which is fine, except for this one. Not sure what this one is. Casimir unboxing. Yeah, not sure what any of that is. Yeah, so I would definitely be, more intentional with your thumbnails. It looks like with these, you are being a little bit more intentional. But these up here, these look like you're just like throwing stuff together. And it looks like also like, here's just a tip for you. Like, don't publish like 15-second long form videos. Don't publish 15-second long form videos on the main platform. Instead, use YouTube Shorts for this sort of thing, and then focus the longer form content. Focus that in the 9:16 aspect ratio, so that you can so you can make the format in a way that's more appropriate for how people are used to interacting with YouTube, right? So there's super short videos like this, make them as shorts. And then for the longer content, you know, I would definitely work on your thumbnails. And as another part of this, you know, on these thumbnails, you have this like this little thing that you're going, you know, down here. Keep in mind that, you know, on smaller thumbnails, you're not even going to see this. But two, like these, like the way that this is being presented, it just looks like everything is just being like thrown together. So I would definitely just, you know, take a little bit of time with this stuff and be a little bit more intentional. You've got 2,000, a little over 2,000 subscribers, you know, on the channel. So, you know, you have made videos that people, you know, respond to. So I would definitely dig into those and try to figure out the things that you've done, you know, better, you know, over time. But even with that, yeah, you're also like hardly publishing content in the long form either. So yeah, so we'll move on to the next one here. Yeah, it looks like this one here doesn't look like you're publishing much either. Yeah, you're not. Okay. So next up on the list, we have More Fit Than Fat. Welcome to the Niminati. Hey, when you get the chance, go to niminvip.com. It's going to redirect you to the members-only Facebook group area. And once you are over there, just as a heads up, if you can do that for the stream, we'll get you in there once the stream is complete. But as a heads up, we also have a Discord. My preference is Discord, and that's because like if you have questions or anything, then it's threaded in there to where it's just really easy to say like, okay, here, and then the whole conversation's about that, you know, question. But when it comes to, you know, just chats and stuff like that, Discord's fine, or the Facebook group is fine. Next up on our list here, we have Shannon Makes It. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing great. Homekeeping channel. Nice to see you in here. Let's see here. And really quick, let me give this one a heart. Appreciate the super chat too. It says, thank you for your advice last week and this week. I've watched your channel for a while, but I just discovered this live feed last week. Great info provided on your channel and this weekly live event. Awesome. Yeah, glad that you're enjoying the content. I'm in the process right now of, you know, starting to publish it, you know, regular videos and stuff like that again too, because I took a bit of a break to focus on some other things. So I'll have more regular content going out as well. I think the next video is publishing either Sunday or Monday, I believe. And then we're pretty consistent from there. Let's see here. So next up, we have Moro Gaming. Moro Gaming, they upload one time per week or more, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They also have a gaming channel. Goal of the channel is to quit their job and to be a full-time content creator. And my question is, when applying for the YouTube play button, will YouTube deny my application if the channel has a few copyright claims, but never had a strike ever? So when it comes to that, copyright claims are okay, but copyright strikes are not. So you want to make sure that you're avoiding copyright strikes. Be super careful, because if you are getting copyright claims, that means you're like one, you know, step away from getting a copyright strike. You know, if you use something from the wrong place, then, you know, you're like one step away from that. So just be super careful. But you say, what other things should I be doing now? As I'm 5,000 subs away from the 100,000 subscriber milestone. Any advice will be appreciated. For context, I've never bought a sub view, bought anything like that. I once re-uploaded a short clip of Ninja leaking some Fortnite information, but never had any issues about it. Yeah, so as long as you've been compliant and you are you know, following YouTube community guidelines and you're not breaking any rules when it comes to the terms of service, then in that case, you should be perfectly fine when it comes to getting your play button. So how the whole thing works is you're going to get a notification inside of your YouTube studio. You're going to click on that notification, and then it'll take you through that process. Keep in mind, this doesn't happen the moment you cross 100,000 subscribers. Sometimes it can take a few days. Sometimes it'll take a few weeks before it even shows up. But that notification will show up there to where you can claim your button there. Congratulations, by the way. Huge milestone. So nice work, and congratulations. Okay. So next up on our list here, we have, cruising through these today, we have Mr. Shift Fire. They are getting ready to start their channel. The type of channel is catch and release. And they say, hey, thanks for all you do. I'm getting started on my channel. I'm making videos, tutorials, tips, and tricks, teaching people how to trap and shave wild animals. My niche is super saturated, so any advice on how I can ensure that my channel stands out? Yes, if you can be specific about what it is that you're offering on your channel, that is definitely something that can be helpful. So on our side, we call that channel positioning. And all it is, there's, like you said, there's a bunch of competition in your niche. So what you have to think about is, what can I offer? And it can be, it can be instead of, that we're shaving and trapping like all wild animals, that we're shaving and trapping a particular, type of wild animal using certain techniques or whatever the thing is, like that can be your channel position, right? So the idea is to try to come up with something like that, to where you're not just doing the thing in general, but you're doing something specific about it. So then that way you can make some, more general content if you know that, that it's done well on other channels. But the idea is that when it comes to your consistent offering is to make sure that, you use that general content for the niche that would bring people in. And then you use that position, that strong channel position, to like really make it clear who it is that you're for. So as an example for this, because the whole thing is about teaching people to trap and shave wild animals. So because of that, obviously, already out of the gate, you are reaching people that are not experts in trapping, right? So step number one is thinking about, okay, with my channel, there's two different paths that I can take here. One is I can do it from an entertainment perspective, to where I'm not necessarily teaching people that are out there trapping, but I'm just making content for people that like to watch that type of thing. Or I can be making content for doers, which are the people that are like, hey, I'm out here trapping too, and I'm just looking for tips on, ways that I can do it better, right? Trapping and shaving, I guess, right? And I'm looking for tips on how I can do it better. So deciding that, is definitely one of the things that you have to consider when it comes to the position of your channel. In addition to that, it's also important to think about the different levels that people might be at. So for example, if somebody is just getting started, they've never, trapped anything before, they've never shaved anything before, an animal before, then in that case, if you are going to serve those people, then in that case, you need to talk to them like they're new, because they don't understand, all of the nuances that you do about what it is that you do. So on your end, if you're going to serve those people, then you have to really break down like, okay, what is it that I know? And out of these things that I know, how can I make all of this super easy for somebody to understand that doesn't know anything about this, right? And then you start there. Or are you reaching people that have a little bit more experience and they're just looking for, better ways to do things? And then if that's the case, then in that case, you need to talk to them that way. All the video ideas that you come up with need to be targeting those people and so on, right? So when you're trying to stand out, and this applies to everybody, all types of channels, but when you are trying to figure out your way to stand out, it's important that you are thinking about those types of things, because, those things make a big difference. So for example, people have food channels and stuff. Like there's a gazillion food channels out there. But if you have a food channel, you could make it the whole thing a specialty, to where you're just doing stuff around desserts if you wanted to. And that is your position there, to where it's like, hey, we make the best low calorie desserts or whatever they are. And that's who we are. So then as people run across you, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's great. I love low calorie desserts. So you're my channel, right? So just finding those things that you can do to position yourself in a unique way against everybody else is what you want to start thinking about. Next up, Big Mouth Bussin'. Love it. They are also getting ready to start their channel. They make videos controlled by subscribers. Okay. So I have something that makes things I say have the letter W in them whenever I ask questions. Sorry if this is sloppy. I wish I could cure this. Okay. I'm not going to try to read this. How to upload more to please them. Hope this is understandable. Okay. So if you are, see your process and read. Okay. So in terms of the second sentence that you have here, you're trying to please. And okay. Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure, because you're like being clever here with your question. So I'm actually just going to skip this one, just because I'm not going to try to like sit here and figure out, because we're trying to like help people. So I'm just not going to play that game right now. So next up, let's see here. Next up we have Gardening with Bear Brown. The question is, it's a gardening channel, educational. They say, hey, Nick and Dee, do you think it would be good to have different camera angles for gardening channel when videoing? How hard would that be? I know I would have to have 2 cameras, but I use my phone to shoot videos and VN to edit. I'm not the best at tech. How would I edit with a regular camera and a phone? So the way that you would do that is, yeah, in anything like that, you know, it just adds to the experience. So, you know, like in your case, because you're gardening, you can have the video where things are on you. Then you can have close-ups of, you know, the thing that you're, you know, showcasing, or the thing that you're growing or planting, or, you know, whatever part of the process you're in. And then the thing is when you are making your videos, you'd record footage, you know, from both of those. And then I'm not sure if you record in clips. Hey, J Unit, what's up? I'm not sure if you are recording in clips or if you're recording one long continuous video. But if you record one long continuous video, then it's super easy. All you have to do is start one, start the other, make a loud sound. A lot of people will clap, right? I recommend clapping like 2 or 3 times, right? And you do that to where the microphones from both devices will pick it up. And then what you do is you put that into your video editor. And then once it's in your video editor, then you look for that spike in your waveform in the audio side. And then you can use that as the way to line everything up. Some software like Premiere Pro, it has options where you can just hit some buttons and it'll go ahead and line everything up. But with VN, I'm not sure if they have that type of thing or not. So because of that, just in case they don't, then you use that clap technique, and then you basically look for those spikes. And if you have 3 of them instead of the 1, like if you have 1, then you're sitting there and you're trying to line that one up. But if you have 3, then it's really easy just to make sure, like, yep, all these are perfectly in alignment, so we're good. And then you just turn off the audio track of one of them, and you use one of the audio tracks as the master track, unless you want to switch to the other audio for some type of effect in terms of, you know, you're like, yeah, so if you listen to this, you know, this is one of my favorite parts of gardening is, you know, this crunchy sound or whatever, and then you switch to that camera and then you kind of hear those details, that kind of stuff. But for most of it, you know, just pick that audio track that you want to use, and then you can mute the other one. Don't completely delete it yet, but you can just mute it. Then from there, you go through, and once everything's lined up, and then you cut out the parts of the one that's on top that you do not want, and then you just use the parts on the bottom that you do, or you cut out space for the one on the bottom, either or. So the way that I do it is I'll have multiple tracks, you know, that you know, I'll cut out different pieces on. Some people, because they want, you know, all of their like A-roll on one track, all their B-roll on another track, stuff like that. So what some people will do is they will, you know, cut out a part and they'll just move it up into that same track and things like that. But I find it easier to do it, you know, with multiple tracks. In the chat right now, let me know on your side, when you're doing that type of thing with like multiple cameras, for those of you that shoot with multiple cameras, if anybody here shoots with multiple cameras, do you usually, you know, kind of spread everything out that way? Or do you try to get everything into one track? I find it takes just too much time to get everything into one track, because then you're deleting extra stuff, trying to move it into place, things like that. So for me, I am a multiple track type of guy. Okay. DaVinci Multicam. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve does that too. Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure multi-track for you too. Yep, Shark Scrapper's a one tracker. Build and fix with Mooney, single camera, but they're wanting to get another phone for the effect. Okay, nice. Multicam from Ed. Yeah, nice. 2 tracks. Nice. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't use CapCut. Dee uses CapCut, so I didn't know that they had a multi-camera feature. Yeah, and Jerry also says multiple tracks are the way to go. Yep, I agree. Multi-tracking right there with you, Jerry. Okay, so next up on the list here, and really quick, I just saw something, and I just want to make something clear really quick. I just saw somebody say all about support here. I just want to make sure that that you are not talking about, because you know, some YouTubers, they'll use language like that, meaning like, you know, hey, you know, subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you, stuff like that. So if that's, I hope that's not what you're trying to do, but if it is, just want you to know that that type of thing is not, you know, that's not what this stream is for. And that's actually the worst way, like literally the worst way to grow a YouTube channel. And most channels that do that end up not growing at all. So just, I recommend that you don't take that approach if that's what you're doing, but that might not have been anything of what it is that you're doing. So next up on the list, Tim Tech. What's up, man? Hope you're doing great. Life with Lala. What's up? Welcome to the stream. So next up, we have... And by the way, if you are just joining us, we are answering YouTube questions. So if you are a content creator, you want feedback on your channel, you have a question about anything you're doing on YouTube, you can put it into the form that's down in the description, or you can go to nicknimmin.com/ask, and it will redirect you to that form. I need to add a QR code to that too so that people can scan it. But that will redirect you to that same form that we are taking questions from. If you're watching this from somewhere that's not YouTube, then that's probably the best path for you. So next up on the list here, we have Shaala. Shaala, they do bi-weekly content, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do educational content. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And they want some channel advice. Let's see what it is that you are doing here.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
Okay. And really quick, Life with Lala really quick says, I don't know what happened. My Streamlabs, the webcam function broke one day and I can't get it to connect. Correct. Yeah, so in cases like that, export all of your scenes if you have scenes built up. Export all of your scenes and then completely delete Streamlabs, completely delete the drivers for your webcam software, and reinstall everything. And then that should get everything fixed up. Or try one, right? Like, hey, let me take out Streamlabs and put it back in, see if that fixes it. And if not, then I would do the same thing with the webcam and see if that gets you fixed up. So let's see here. So Shaala, here we go.
Shakalaka boom.
So let's see here. So advice for the channel here. So you're at 1,000 subscribers, 105 videos, and
Shaala. What is Shaala doing?
Not sure. Yeah. So just a heads up, right out of the gate, I'm trying to figure out what you do, and I see Shaala. Welcome to Shaala. This channel is dedicated to helping you learn all there is to
know about.
And then it just kind of fades out. So just as a quick heads up here, like if you this is good real estate that you can use to let people know what you're actually offering. So you don't need to put the welcome to Shaala on here, but you should make this just one sentence that says what it is that you do on the channel. Let's see here.
Yeah,
Worth it.
If I watch one of your videos and I click over and think, oh, this is an interesting creator, I like this video, I wonder what the rest of their channel is about, and I come in and I click in and I come to your channel here, I should be able to tell in half of a second.
Why not a quarter of a second?
A quarter of a second what you're doing on your channel, what this channel's about, and is this channel for me, or was this video for me? Is this a standalone video?
Hold on.
Yep.
We've got a rock star in here right now.
Oh no.
Man, I hope you are doing absolutely fantastic. El Jefe Reviews is in the house.
Yo, what?
What is going on, dude? Hope that you are doing awesome. Nice to see you here. This is like a stop the presses moment. It's been a while, dude. Hope that you are doing fantastic, man. Nice to see you in here. Hope that you are doing great.
I've been creeping on El Jefe's Instagram tweets.
Oh, have you?
He's lost a lot of weight, too.
Has he?
Oh, man. He went on a journey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
congratulations,
man.
Dude. Yeah, nice.
Man.
Nice.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, dude. Awesome to see you in here, man. Yeah, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Hope you're doing great, man.
El Jefe.
Yeah,
wow.
Nice to see you in here, dude. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wait a minute, is that like the El Jefe?
Yeah, it is. Man. Good to see you.
Yeah, dude. Hope you're doing great, man.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So back on this channel here. So right out of the gate, one thing that I do want to bring to your attention is that here, like all of this, it's in English. And then here you have, what is this, Hindi? Yeah, and then here you have Hindi. Here you have Hindi. Here we're back to all English. Here we are, nope, because we have Hindi right here in the title. So I would pick a lane. Step number one is pick a lane in terms of your language on the channel. That's step number one. And the reason that you want to do that is because, if people are clicking on this and you're speaking Hindi, then, they're gonna abandon this. If this is being shown to a Western market at all, then they're gonna abandon this. And they do show these to a Western market because I occasionally will click on these too.
Yeah. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah. So in addition to that, people will quickly abandon the videos there. And then here, you're at least giving people the heads up, which is good, in the thumbnail so that they know what to expect. But if you're speaking Hindi in these, then I wouldn't put this in English. And I know that, a lot of people speak both languages. However, figure out the language that you're going to serve them in and then stick to that. And the reason for that is because it makes it clear from the outside, who the right people is for this content. And I know you're probably working out the audio translations and things like that, but still in how you're packaging this up. So another thing that I would consider as well is if you are using translations, then I would also make sure that if you have the feature, I would make sure that you are also using the thumbnail option. But I don't know if everybody has that or not yet, where you can translate the thumbnails. I have that, but I don't know if everybody has it. Let's see here. So next up on
that's one of my biggest complaints with Indian creators. First of all, love India. No shade towards India. Yeah. My favorite food, by the way.
100%. I don't know, man. I struggle between like Mexican food and Indian food. But man, Indian food's so good.
And for me, I would eat Indian food every day, all day, for every meal if it didn't have effects.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like I get really bloated and gassy.
Almost every weekend we drive for like 45 minutes into the city.
Grill a Punjab.
Yep, to grill a Punjab to eat the Indian food there.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. I am Lauricia. Seriously, go eat some Indian food like as fast as you possibly can. I didn't eat Indian food until Dee took me to an Indian restaurant. I had tried it before, but I didn't start eating Indian food until Dee took me to an Indian restaurant here, and that was probably 10 years ago, maybe?
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, and then ever since, I've been like, oh my gosh, where's this been my whole life? So yeah, give it a shot. Definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, so point being, love India, love Indian food, love Indian creators, but I absolutely hate it when you guys trick me with English thumbnails,
right.
English titles, and I click in and you're speaking Hindi. You're actually hurting yourself on that because I say,
with translations and stuff, it's a little bit different now, but even still,
it's getting better.
Yeah,
but just saying what it is. Like if you're thumbnail in English, title in English, and I click, and it's not a really good English speaker in terms of the auto dub or the actual speaker speaking English, I'm out.
Yep. And
that's hurting you because it's a signal to YouTube that says, oh, we presented this to someone, and as soon as they started watching it, they bounced.
Yep.
And that probably happens at scale. And I think it stops a lot of you guys from growing. And I don't run across this with any other group. It's Indians. Like I don't run across it with people from Europeans or anybody else. Spanish speakers, it's always Indians.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
I wonder if it's just YouTube doing something weird with their recommendations.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And they're always putting English in their titles and in their thumbnails. You click in and it's
guess that'll do it.
Hindi. It's like, you got me again. Don't.
So I do have some advice for you though. Is when it comes to your thumbnails, I would simplify your thumbnails. Like your thumbnail is supposed to be more of a billboard than a full blown advertisement, right? So what you're doing right here is you're putting so much information on the thumbnail, and you're expecting people to, sit there and read the entire thumbnail. But the whole thing you should be using the thumbnail for is to capture somebody's attention around what it is that they care about, which in this case, Shark Tank and finance terms is probably going to be the winner for that one. But instead, you've got all of these additional things in here that don't really matter, and it looks more like you're just trying to fill empty space than it is that you're trying to focus the viewer on something. So because of that, I would simplify your thumbnails. Other things is when it comes to your color choices. Like in this thumbnail right here, you can see that you have the yellow greenish type background, and then you have the yellow text on top of it. You don't want to do that sort of thing. Like if you compare that to this or this, you can see how the contrast between the dark and then the light colors here. Whereas here, everything just kind of blends together, right? And it makes it to where it's really easy. If this is on a YouTube homepage, makes it really easy to skim over because everything is just kind of blank, really, when you're looking at it at a glance. So I would definitely be mindful of that as well.
Monique Bush says, Indians speak English too. You just don't like accents. Yes, Indians do speak English. I've been in India. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with an Indian creator who speaks English. Mm-hmm. I have a problem with the baiting of here's an English thumbnail, here's an English title, but they speak in Hindi in the video. I don't watch videos where I can't understand the language. And for what it's worth, I live in Asia. I don't have a problem with accents.
And Gregor says, do you have the new comment vibe filter? YouTube is rolling it out. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Comment vibe? I haven't even
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. Interesting.
Comment vibe.
Yeah, I'll be looking
Tish.
for that.
How you doing, Tish?
Yeah, it's on your PC in YouTube Studio. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. Definitely be looking for that. So next up on our list here, we have...
Yeah, Bremerton Pirate Festival says a lot of Indian food is vegetarian. So yeah, I'm not a full-blown vegetarian, but if I have a preference, I'm gonna eat vegetarian. 9 out of 10 times I'm eating vegetarian food, and I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, please do, Gregor. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to see
I
that,
haven't
that
even
feature.
heard about that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
That's another thing, right? I mean, he could just be in a test group. That's possible.
Yeah.
But like, like things like
But
that,
you
like
usually hear about things they're
you should
testing.
hear about that from YouTube before, before.
Okay. We talked about this at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is Gregor. We talked about this at the beginning of the stream. We were talking about, if you could change things about YouTube. David Matney asked this question. One of the things that I said was, I wish they would communicate better.
Better
to
at
the creators.
distributing information.
Better
about
at distributing
YouTube for
information
creators.
about YouTube.
Yeah.
Exactly. We shouldn't have to hear about this from you.
Right.
No offense. We should all know about
We
this
should all
from
know
YouTube.
because of YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if they're testing it. Hey, here's something that we're testing.
Yep.
And we want to make it clear to everyone that we're testing this. So if it pops up in your browser or whatever it is, you understand.
This is what it is. This is how you use it. This is what you should
Yes.
consider when you're using it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like that would literally take them no time at all. All they would need is just a little modal that pops up for the people that have that feature, right? Hey,
Yeah.
this is what's new on your channel this week.
Yeah.
Or this is what's new on your channel this month. And it's like, oh, wow, this is some new stuff. How do I use this? Oh, wow, this is how I use it. Great. What should I keep in mind? Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, YouTube. Now I'm going to get to using your features. Yeah, great.
Brent says,
Yep.
English teacher here, the Indian accent is one of the hardest to understand for native English speakers in the U.S., Scottish too. Funny thing about Indians, and for those of you who are Indian, you know what I'm talking about, and you'll understand this, but when you go to India and you're asking a question, like say you're having to communicate, you're talking to a food vendor or a rickshaw driver, a taxi driver, whatever it is, and you ask a question.
I think rickshaw is like one of the best names ever. I love the sound of rickshaw. I don't know why.
It sounds cool, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. It sounds like it's a good time.
They have this head thing that they do for pretty much everything. So like whatever you ask them, to the foreigner, it's the same head nod. But apparently it's not the same head nod. So like if you ask this question, they do like this head nod and you're like, but it's a sideways head nod. And you're like, well, does that mean yes or no? And then they'll kind of do the nod again. And you're like, what does that mean?
Nice.
Are you saying yes or are you saying no? And then there's the nod. And you're
Nice.
like, what are you doing to me? It's fun though. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, Gregor, check this out. You're going to have this soon also. So on the comment side of things, check this out. So this right here, this looked at your latest 10 videos, and it's showing all of your comments coming in. This blur thing that's happening. This is a different thing. But these are, things that you might be able to mine for ideas, questions that people have asked that, let me turn that blur thing off. Yeah, these are questions or, things that you might be able to turn into video ideas. These are questions that people have asked, along the way. These are things where people put in timestamps, so you know that those are meaningful moments. You have word clouds, right? So you can see, the words that people have said the most, in your most recent 10 videos, phrases that people have said the most in your most recent 10 videos, and you can search for comments too. So you'll have access to this too. Probably not as cool as the vibe, check thing that YouTube is putting out, but that's a pretty cool tool for like mining comments for information on your channel, or not your specific, but like, on the creator's channel or other people's channels.
Ed.
Good times there.
Ed, at a job site I'm working now, there are lots of people from India, very nice people, but I also have a hard time understanding them. Yeah, so, if you're Indian, you're making content in English, but by the way, knock yourself out, make it in English, but make sure it's clear. If you're trying to target the English-speaking audience. Because I see a lot of Indian creators, they say, how do I reach a more broad audience? They want to get outside of India, which I think is weird because they have a huge population there. But I guess for the CPM, right? They want to make more ad revenue, which makes sense. Yeah. But try to, make sure your English is very clear. Yeah, very nice people. I agree.
Yeah, so I had access to a Indian channel with over 1 million subscribers on it for a period of time.
Yeah.
And he was getting crushed with views
Poor.
and making like hardly any money at all.
Because of the
Because the CPMs are so low.
CPMs
Yeah,
are
because
so
he was
low.
targeting,
Yeah.
an Indian audience, and like hardly any income from it at all.
Yeah.
Like if he was in the Western world, he would have been like Lamborghinis and he would have been like living it up.
Yeah.
But like,
so yeah. So for those of you,
so I understand why they're targeting the
I
Western
get it.
world.
Yeah. So for those of you in India, because I know we do have people watching this from India, if you can speak English and you want a higher CPM, package everything towards the Western audience. That's the way to do it. I wouldn't mix Hindi in anywhere in your imagery or the language or thumbnails or any of that. So you just completely target the Western speaking audience.
Yep.
If you want the most money.
Yes.
For ad revenue.
Yep. So next up on the list here, and by the way, if you are just joining us, we are answering YouTube questions. So we're looking at YouTube channels. If you want feedback on something, we're answering questions. If you have a question about YouTube or what it is that you're doing, for that, there is a form that is linked down into the video in the video description, or you can go to nickniman.com/ask. You can also, I'll just drop that into the chat here.
I have it on screen too.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, nickniman.com/ask.
And I will put that in here also, just so that it's easy to navigate to.
Monique asks in the chat, I have many niches. Should I make a different channel? It depends on your goal. If your goal is to grow your channel and to make your channel a destination for something, maybe you want to turn it into a business or make as much money as possible, then I would filter your channels based on the niche, right? And think about it like this. I'm going to build a channel based on a particular interest for a particular type of audience. So if you are, I have no idea what type of content that you're making, but let's just say you're really into gardening, and say you're into lifestyle vlogging and you're into movie reviews, right? If you're throwing all of that into one single channel, that's going to be a mismatch for your audience. So if somebody finds your gardening videos and like, wow, I really like this creator. I love how they explain how to...
Love how they garden.
I love how this person gardens. And then the next video that gets recommended to them is your movie review. And the person says, yeah, I'm not really interested in that, but I like their gardening video. And then the next video that gets recommended is some, try-on haul from clothes that you bought from Temu. They're like, yeah, I'm really not interested in that. I really like the gardening. Then YouTube starts taking note. Hey, this person is no longer watching their videos. So YouTube is going to be more inclined to stop recommending your videos to that viewer.
Yep.
So it just makes it, it's not that you can't do it. It's just that if your goal is to grow and to build something real on your channel, just think about serving a single purpose for a particular audience.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, and really quick, Jive Dancing says, Indian person with thousands of subs, move to USA if you want to be a millionaire. So you don't have to live there. You just have to be able to, target that same market, right? So, you can do that with making your own content. You can use AI content for that.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different options now to be able to, to reach that same group.
Yeah.
But everybody's trying to reach that group. So, so it's very competitive. So Dr. Yanis is the next channel here. They do bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more.
I can
the
smell
type
that.
of channel. Yeah, I can smell it when you open it too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I usually open mine first.
Yeah.
We're talking
So it's already in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about this electrolyte drink, not sponsored.
No.
He opened his up. And
Brando is what we'll call it.
Your Brando, I can smell it.
In the
Like,
idiocracy that we're living in.
It's really strong.
Yeah, but it has electrolytes.
And the funny thing is,
Yeah.
the fan is blowing this way, so it is competing with the airflow.
Yep, and still winning.
Still winning,
Yep.
and still going up my nostrils.
Because it has electrolytes.
It's the electrolytes that keep
Yep.
it going.
Yep, it's the electrolytes.
You go, hey Sue,
Yep.
good to see you.
So next up on the list here, or not next up, sorry, Dr. Yanis. So the type of channel is helping candidates for the bar exam. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, I have a lot of people thanking me for my content. I have 2 very cheap membership tiers. I introduced a new one, 10 times more expensive, as a way for people to show support. Is this a good idea? Yes. So it just comes down to what it is that you're offering. Sometimes people will just, support more. So, some content creators will do multiple support tiers, right? to where it's like, hey, well, you're not getting anything extra for this, but, feel free to, essentially donate whatever it is that you want, for support. And people do that as well. So yeah, like whatever approach that you want to take with it, is definitely worth experimenting with. And then if people, follow along, then cool. If not, then make adjustments until, you find what it is that people are trying to do.
Wiggy's here. What's up, Wiggy?
What's up, Wiggy? Hope you're doing great. Derry says electrolytes are usually not volatile. Yeah, the whole thing about the electrolytes is from the Idiocracy movie. So let's see here. So next up we have
So funny. We're doing watering
Man,
other
great movie.
Watering other plants with
so
Gator-
funny.
with
Yeah, I
Gatorade.
watched that again probably 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, funny.
We're like 5 years from that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are. We're getting real close. Some people would say we're there already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed, that's exactly
Yep.
what we're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the buildings are still standing and all that stuff. Like we haven't went completely off the edge yet,
Right.
but I mean, like we're definitely getting there. So next up, we have off the shelf rides. Off the shelf rides. They upload 1 time per week or more. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do automotive reviews. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, on the verge of 12,000 subscribers, but I wanted to comment on something that you talked about a couple weeks ago. Derailment time. Says you asked D if he would upload his mind into an AI world.
Oh, no, we got to follow up.
Yep. Fun fact. There was a show where they uploaded people's minds into an AI world before you died, paid for by your estate or loved one, and they could visit you through VR headsets. Most interesting is that it was recorded and came out pre-COVID, but there were random people in stores and on buses and trains wearing COVID-style masks, and people weren't dying of lung cancer from smoking. They were dying from vape lung. You're welcome for the derailment. So that was it. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Derailed. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's cool, and we've seen this throughout all of Hollywood's cinema history, where directors and art directors who are making the props and everything, like they invent things and they put people in scenes and create scenarios that end up happening within reason. Like, oh wow, that's very similar to that from 10 years
Like Star
ago.
Wars.
Well, yeah, basically.
And Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty
I
much
mean-
like real life.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, the first
I know,
thing,
I'm
the
just
coolest
kidding.
thing is,
Yeah.
like the Star Trek little flip-up mobile phones they had.
Yeah.
Right?
And the tablets and
And the
stuff that turned
yeah.
into like real stuff.
Yeah, the touch screen. I remember the first time in Minority Report, I saw Minority Report, and they're all like moving the tablet, and I'm just like, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
They have that. That's, yeah. So I'm going to
stuff.
replace my eyes like Tom Cruise did.
So they have a thing. I've been seeing a few things about this where there's a person that's getting interviewed all over the place talking about how they have possibly found something that they think might slow down certain aging factors.
It's like a polymer or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't know. Or it's a peptide or something. I don't know what it is. But
I
yeah,
think
like
it's polymer, something about polymers.
Yeah, I'm
where-
not sure. Yeah, or telomeres. Yeah,
Telomeres.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it
yeah.
is, but pretty incredible that we're like if it's true that we're kind of in that zone right now.
Yeah,
pretty
I don't,
cool.
I don't play doctor anymore, but
Yeah.
I think it's telomeres. Yeah. Have you lost your Vulcan mind? Yes.
So next up on our list here, we have Build and Fix with Mooney. What's going on, dude? Hope you're doing great. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. He does DIY woodworking content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, when will YouTube stop letting creators or news channels, etc., stop using the live feature when the news is not live? If it's not live, it should not be able to be used as live. So they
agree.
have it to where you can, even external services that aren't YouTube, you can also do the same thing. So, for example, inside of StreamYard, they allow you to stream pre-recorded content as well.
Yeah.
So, because it's not live, YouTube lets you do that, and they let you do that through these other platforms to where you can live stream something, you can put it in a loop, if you want to where it's just going to keep going. You can do all of those.
But I agree.
Those things.
I agree.
For news,
For
they
news,
should
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I
If
agree.
it's news specific,
I agree.
they should ban the media from broadcasting pre-recorded news as live breaking news.
Yep.
I think that's kind of irresponsible on YouTube's part.
Yep, I agree. Hey, Brian, what's up, man?
Hey.
Yeah, I agree. So next up here, we have.
How we got here says, my grandmother lived to almost 100 and only quit smoking at 97, so maybe that's the key.
Nice.
I think the whole, like the Japanese live a long time. I think their average lifespan is longer than normal. They have interesting diet stuff. Then you have people like Willie Nelson, like just
Gonna outlive us. Keith Richards.
okay. Let's talk about that for a
So
second.
Richard Simmons like kicked the bucket.
Richard Simmons,
And then you have like
did
Keith
make it.
Richards that are like just
The fact that
rocking on.
Keith Richards is still alive and he's outliving all of these people who otherwise you would think would live for quite some time. Like he needs to, they will study. If they don't
Yeah, they
study
probably will.
his entire body from head to toe when he eventually passes, like that'll be a waste.
Yeah.
There's something with that guy.
Yep. So Mazzy Artistry is our next question. Does bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is art and storytelling of my original characters. And the question is, I'm uploading so much more that I think I technically have a scheduled now. Is it going to be the same every time? I feel more happy now just by scripting, but here's where the question comes in because I read scripts now. I've been getting feedback from my friend that knows more about YouTube than me that I sound less natural now than how I did in my archived unscripted videos. So I'm trying to do better with bringing it back to a natural feel when I read scripts. I attempted to do it, but I overdid it. So any tips on how to balance script reading with the natural vibe? D.
So if I understand, they're putting a script together.
They're pickled.
They're putting a script together. They're reading the script, and it doesn't sound natural.
Yes.
Man, that's a tough one.
Practice your script first.
Yeah, I was just going to say, depending on how long the script is. Usually when we record things, we were just talking about this yesterday during the Tuber School live stream. Usually when you record takes, if you have multiple takes, the last take is usually the best one. So if I have something that I have to read, I'll usually read it a couple of times. And I never sit down with the idea. I mean, some people can do it. Some people are really good at this. But I never sit down with the idea that I'm going to sit down and read a script in one take in its entirety. Some people can do that. I can't do that. So I'll record in chunks. Okay, here's one paragraph or here's a sentence or two, and I'm just going to focus on these. And I'll make that delivery a couple of times. And 9 out of 10 times, the last time I do it is the take. So I'm recording these in clips, and then I just put the clips together.
And I think logically that makes sense too, because you're going to move on once you feel that you got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just makes sense to go through that flow. But if you're just sitting down and you are cold reading a script, and the only thing you've done is you've just written it, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. You have to say it out loud. You have to see how it, because you can write it down, but that doesn't mean it's going to flow.
Right. Even thinking it through, like, okay, then I'll say it this, I'll say it this, until you say it out loud, you don't really know how it's going to come out. Yeah.
Right. I've written things down, and I'm not a scripter. I'm more of a bullet point person, but there are some things I do have to script because they're very technical, and I want to make sure I get it right. There's some things you just don't want to wing. Right. So for those, I'll say it a few times. I'll do a couple of takes before I hit record. And then I'll hit record, and I'll do a couple of takes when I actually record. And like again, it's almost always the last one where it's like that's the one.
That's it.
And that's the thing with editing. Now, some creators can sit down and just knock it out. News reporters can go live, but they're trained. This is what they do for a living.
Right.
You know, if you read scripts every day, 8 hours a day or 3 hours a day, you would become great at reading scripts live, teleprompters. Otherwise, I recommend doing it in chunks and doing a couple of takes. You have to warm up.
Yeah, and saying it out loud too, I know for me that also gives me more, like I'll be like, oh no, that doesn't come out right.
Yeah.
Or that just doesn't sound right, so let me rework that a little bit.
Yeah. And some people are better at it than others. I'm not good at that.
No.
I have to put it in chunks.
Next up on the list, we've got...
What do you do?
Huh?
When you have to script something, how do you do it?
So if I have to script something, then I will also do it in chunks. So I'll do a sentence at a time, or I'll, like, no matter what, I'll script the very beginning of the video, like the hook. And then after that, once I get into the content, then if it's something that I have to script, like a piece of content that I make for like Opus Clip or, somebody else, then in that case, I will, just do it line by line. And then that way, it's just I make sure that I say that line right, and then I move on to the next line.
So and then just do the hard cuts.
And also using a teleprompter with that is also surprisingly effective too, because then you're, because you can, instead of looking down and memorizing it and then looking up and then saying it, you can just look at it and say it, without like reading it per se, but you're, just looking at it and then you're just like, yeah, and then it just helps you just cruise through stuff
versus trying to memorize it, then look up and say it.
Yeah. Yeah,
You can
because
just
then you
read
can
it
just
real
say it a
time.
few times just like normal, and you're just like, okay, say it this time, that wasn't right, say it again, no, that wasn't it, okay, say it again, like, oh, okay, I think that one's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you just see that one line, right? And then you'll see some, above and below it, but you see that one line, and that makes it easy too.
I'll also note that we're always harder on ourselves than the audience usually is in most cases. So what you think might not be good might be okay.
Right.
Or it might be good. You just might be hard on yourself. So I would lean more into your analytics and see if people are clicking off of your video. Look at your audience retention and see, are people leaving fairly quickly, or where are they leaving, and what am I saying when they're leaving? What patterns can I pick up on through looking at multiple videos through audience retention? Like, you might be fine.
Yep.
And I looking at your data is one way to kind of let you know, is it in my head?
Right.
Or can it be, I mean, it can always be better, but is it in my head, or do I need to work on
Yeah, another thing
improving?
too, if you use scripts all the time, then that's how the people that watch your videos think that you communicate.
Right.
Right. So like they're watching your
good point.
videos and like that's the only version of you that they have. If you're not live streaming, right? If
Yeah.
you're not live streaming, you're not doing casual content, you're not doing bullet pointed content, then in that case, when viewers are interacting with your content, like that's the only version of you that they know. So so because of that, it's not going to sound weird to them. To them, that's going to be like what you sound like. Now, if you're in front of content creators, it might be a little bit different because they might be like, hey, wait a minute, I look at their eyeballs moving. I see they're moving. Doesn't seem like they got the energy or, whatever the thing is. But just the general public, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
Silent Walking says, I worked in radio for 12 years, DC, Houston, Florida. I could tell the difference between 28 and 31 seconds.
Nice.
Yeah, well, that's
you
the
can't
thing
even
with-
tell the difference between 28 and 26 when it's written on the screen.
I usually
it's
can't
good.
tell the difference between Monday and Friday. So, I mean, I took high school. I took radio in high school for a year, and I don't remember a lot of it, but I just remember going through the process of trying to, like, the call letters, like W, whatever. They would teach us, don't say like the letter W. They would say like double, the word double, then the word U, like Y-O-U. So W in terms of like how you'd, say the word.
Nice.
So they have all kinds of things like that. Yeah, radio
That's a good tip.
radio broadcasters are on another level in terms
Nice.
of how they can communicate. 12 years, man, you're probably really good at it.
So next up, we have Mojo AI. Mojo AI is also getting ready to start their channel. They're going to do Christian content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And they say, what is the legality of me making political AI slop? You can absolutely do that. Like, that's what these tools are here for. So yeah, you can absolutely make political AI slop if you want to. In terms of the legality, you have to be careful of what it is that you say. Like, you have to, make sure that you're using the right language instead of saying somebody is doing this, somebody is allegedly doing this, or, whatever the thing is, that kind of stuff. So you just have to be careful in that regard. But besides that, consult a lawyer, right? Don't take my word for that. I'm not a lawyer, but like, I would definitely, if it was me, I would have no sweat when it came to making political AI slop content.
Yeah, it depends on what you mean by slop. And let me be very clear about this. So there are two things that you need to keep in mind. Number one, if you're putting this AI slop on YouTube, YouTube has been cracking down on AI slop. They have been getting rid of AI slop. So it depends on what you consider slop. And that's kind of contradictory because at the same time of terminating channels that they call slop, they say, here's a bunch of AI tools to make more slop.
Make slop, right?
Right. So YouTube's messaging is really confusing. So you have that to deal with, and YouTube's terms of service and community guidelines. You have to make sure you're not violating any of that. In terms of political content, if you're covering things that are really happening and it's opinion-based, you should be fine there. But what you don't want to do is use AI to make politicians or known people, politicians is political, say things that they didn't say, right? You don't want to walk into a defamation minefield on that one. So yeah, be careful. You can do it. Just be careful.
If you are new here, or if you're just joining the stream, what we're doing is we are talking about everything related to YouTube. So if you are a content creator, you're in the right place. If you have a question about anything that you're on YouTube, or you want feedback on your channel or anything like that, there is a form that is linked down in the video description. We drop it in the chat from time to time. You can find it there, or you can go to nickniman.com/ask and it will send you to that form. Same thing applies if you are watching this on somewhere that is not YouTube. You can go to nickniman.com/ask and put your question into the form, and we'll get it answered on the stream here today.
Yeah, make sure you check the AI disclosure box.
Yes.
Yeah, important.
So next up, we've got Simple Fit Physical Therapy. Uploads 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for a year or more. She does physical therapy for 50 plus. Goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I'm making a PDF that I want to offer to my viewers for free. What platform would you recommend? If you're offering it for free, then, I mean, you could technically just create like a different Google Drive account. I wouldn't have it on the same Google Drive account as your YouTube channel, but you can create a different like Google account. And then as that, you'll get a Google Drive for free.
Yeah.
And then you can just link to it through Google Drive.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to do it for free in exchange for an email address, then that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So basically, if the PDF is just like, hey, just download this PDF, no strings attached, then in that case, you can just put it in Google Drive and just share that link. But if you are going to get people to opt in, then in that case, you will need a web page for that. So with that, you would need to make sure that you have, a website of some kind. And then with that, website, you would need to sign up with a service like, Aweber or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp or one of them. And then you would set it up so that, when somebody goes to that web page, like any of those services, MailChimp, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, they all have forms that you can get out of their websites. And then you can embed those forms into your website. And then if somebody goes there and then they fill out their information in the form and they hit the send button, then how it works is that email gets logged and then they have to go to their email and confirm it. And then once that happens, then it will show them a page where they can download the document that you put up there. But all of that is stuff that you would set up on the back end. You can shoot me a DM. If you need help with any of that stuff, shoot me a DM and I can help you get all that stuff sorted.
Who was it that asked?
Simple Fit Physical Therapy.
Oh,
yeah, she's in tuber school.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. If you need help with any of that stuff, just shoot me a DM and we'll help you get it all sorted.
Yeah, and I just want to co-sign if you are giving it away for free and you're not collecting emails and you are putting it on Google Drive, I urge you to create a second Google accent.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned that.
I'm
Yeah, because if
co-signing
not,
that.
then your YouTube stuff is
Right,
there.
I'm co-signing that. Make a second Google account. If that means you have to use a second browser to do it so you don't have confusion, and link out to that one. Mm-hmm. And you could even, you could rename it, create the new email account, create it something around your business, and then just have people go there. So it just creates that security disconnect from your main YouTube account.
So Tish is saying that that Fourth Wall already has like an email listing set up. So I'm not sure.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, I didn't know that they offered that over at Fourth Wall. So that's also something worth
that must
looking
be
into as
fairly
well.
new for the email list.
Yeah, I don't see that here.
Thanks,
but
Tish. I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I'll look into that as well.
So Fourth Wall has two tiers. They have a free tier that allows you to host, I want to say it's like up to 5 gigabytes worth of digital assets that you can store for free. And then they have a paid plan, which I think is like $15 US dollars per month, which gives you a lot more storage. You can upload more products from that. I need to look and see what they have for an email list. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, they do have here in terms of selling digital products, but I don't see like opt-in pages.
Yeah.
But it might be a part of the digital product.
This says Ko-Fi. I always forget about Ko-Fi for digital products.
For a while, that dude was in Thailand. I don't know if he still is or not. But
I don't know.
So next up on our list here, let's see.
Thanks, Tish. I'll have a look.
Next up, we have Stitch is Gonna Stitch. Stitch is Gonna Stitch uploads 1 time per week or more. They do crochet and knitting community commentary content. Goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator. And they say, I was on a live stream once when the creator had the last hour of the stream for members only. It was very seamless when it got to that last hour. Is this a feature that you just control in studio and toggle it to members only, or on the fly, or was it an automatic redirect that I didn't realize? Yeah, so you can do that. We've done that here before as well. So for that, I recommend that it makes the end of the stream like a little bit weird when it comes to the replay, because everything just kind of stops, abruptly. Yeah. So because of that, it's just like a little bit weird there. But you absolutely can do that. So basically, like while you're live streaming, on the back end, you can just change it inside of your YouTube studio. You can just change it to a members only stream. And then once you do that, then you are good to go.
Tish says, I stopped using Buy Me a Coffee when they stopped accepting PayPal. I didn't know that they stopped accepting PayPal. No. Did you?
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I don't use them. I didn't know that. I think I have an old account, but...
An old Buy Me a Coffee account?
Probably. I probably set it up just to go through the process.
I think Creator Mix has one. I believe.
Ko-Fi.
Oh, is it Ko-Fi? Yeah. That's inside of Creator Mix? Okay. Yeah. So next up...
I wonder how they lost their PayPal.
Not sure. So next up, we have Bremerton Pirate Festival again. Bremerton Pirate Festival. They upload when they have time, events. The goal of the channel is to make money. And they say they didn't understand the answer about should I post on my vertical promotional videos, event clips, and long-form content like tutorials on a pirate costume making on the same channel. Okay, so the...
Pirate costume.
Yeah, so if you are making content about making pirate costumes,
Arrgh.
And that is going to bring in people that might be qualified to go to your event, then in that case, absolutely make that on the one channel about your pirate costume making. However, when it comes to event clips and things like that, I thought that you were like promoting the event. But if you're not promoting the event and you're just showing like behind the scenes and stuff like that, if you think that the people that are enjoying the pirate costume making content would also enjoy those clips, in terms of both of those pieces of content are for that type of viewer, then in that case, it's perfectly fine to put on the channel. However, if the clip is, hey, we're having a festival this coming weekend, blah blah blah, then I wouldn't put that. I wouldn't use the channel for that purpose, right? Instead, have that information like your channel banner, descriptions, things like that. Maybe as a part of your long form content, you mention that you're doing those types of things. But don't look at YouTube Shorts like it's a place that you put an ad per se. But let's say, for example, right, let's break this down a little bit. So let's say that you were interviewing people that are dressed as pirates, and you were talking about their...
That's just a crazy statement.
It is, yeah, right? New sentence.
Right.
Let's say that you're interviewing people that are dressed as pirates at one of your events, and you're talking about their costumes and, things like that, so that the conversation is relevant to people that are watching content about building pirate costumes. Then in that case, it's a perfect fit, right? But if you have a video or a short, and that short is, hey, this coming weekend we're doing this, or hey, mark your calendar for next month because this is going down and blah blah. Then in that case, I would put that sort of like blatant ad. I would put that on another channel.
Pirate Festival. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yep. By the way, if you are just joining us, we are talking about all things related to YouTube. So if you're a content creator, you're in the right place. If you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, you want feedback on your channel, anything like that, there is a form down in the description. I'll also put a link in the chat as well. And with that, you click that, it's going to take you to the form. Just fill out some information about your channel. It's all free, and then we will get your question answered here during the stream. So next up, we've got Shady Lane Homes. Shady Lane Homes, they upload when they have time. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do business and sports content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And the question is how to get more people interested in the content that I'm putting out and reaching monetization. So this is a pretty big question. And the reason that this is a big question is because there's so much to getting people interested when it comes to your content. So the very first thing is you have to make sure that you're making content about things that people are, already interested in. So in your case, because you are doing, sports content, you've already got that one. You've already got that one covered. The problem is I'm looking at your YouTube channel right now, and I see that you have you say that you're making sports content, but you're not actually making sports content. So like if I pull this up, right? You say you're making sports content, but here, who picks up fast food restaurants and other restaurant places? This has nothing to do with sports. American airline departures, nothing to do with sports. This isn't even actual real content. This is almost like this, and I'm not sure what's going on here. But this video right here is almost like you were just had a video that you just had in your phone and you just uploaded it for the sake of keeping it, more so than you're making content for people. So you do have this video that's sports related 4 months ago. You have this one down here that also looks like it's sports related. So you have some sports content in here, but you're definitely not making sports content. So when you're making sports content, that means that all of the content on the channel is sports content. So you do have
The shorts are
your shorts content where you are talking about more sports related stuff. But just as a heads up, even things like this, right, where you're just recording, holding up a phone and recording a TV, you might not know this, but what you're doing right here is technically copyright infringement, because you're not allowed to broadcast, you're not allowed to just record, things with your phone like that and then publish them on the internet as your own. So just as a heads up, there's a possibility that sometime in your future that you are going to receive a, copyright claim or a copyright strike of some kind. So just be mindful of that. But the whole idea, because your question was about how do you get more people interested? Excuse me. So if you're wanting to get more people interested, then you need to do things that are, interesting to people. So right now it looks like you are, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but, it's just important for you to know this. Right now, it doesn't look like you're putting, any actual effort into anything it is that you're doing. So these are just hold up my phone and record something, while this is playing. And then, these are just phones sitting there, recording airplanes flying, stuff like that. So, think of it more of a, in this situation, think of it more of a effort in versus effort out type of scenario. If you want people to enjoy what it is that you are doing, then you have to, you have to take the right approach and make sure that you're making content that other people can enjoy. Because, recording a video and posting it to YouTube is not making content. Recording a video with intention in terms of, okay, this is something that, a certain type of viewer is going to be interested in, and that when they log onto YouTube, they're looking for this type of content, or they're thinking about this type of content, or if this content pops up on their homepage, they're thinking to themselves oh yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for, or in their shorts feed, whatever. And if that's not what you're giving people, then in that case, you can't expect much on the back end, right? So because of that, you have to make sure that you are putting out content that is, that is something that, people will enjoy. Home Robert Bear says that I watch Marquise Brownlee not for the tech, just because I like him. Yeah, he's really good. He comes off as a really, really nice guy. Artist Haven says Fourth Wall uses stripes. I remember correctly. The person spoke to said that the person in sales or the pipeline, but didn't have a date for it. Okay. Oh, your PayPal was hacked. That's not good. Yeah, so for the Pirate Festival, yeah, if you're thinking one channel, yeah, for the pirate costumes, all that stuff, if you're doing interviews, things like that, interviewing people in the costumes and all that stuff, then in that case, yeah, the one channel's fine. But just when it comes to the promotional stuff, that's the part where you would want to make sure that you are, just being, mindful in terms of the interests of people. Hey, Chris, I appreciate that, man. It wouldn't really do much for you to do that, but I do appreciate the support, so thank you. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. Yeah, Artist Haven uses Ko-Fi also. I'm just kind of reading through the chat here while Dee's away for a second. Yeah, your PayPal was hacked years ago. Yeah, that sucks. All right. All right. So next up on the list here, we have Nelly Nugs. And just a heads up, guys, like in terms of questions, like if you have a question, you get it in there, it will get answered on the stream today, just as a heads up, because I have this question, and then after this question, then we are finished with the questions. So Nelly Nugs says that they do daily content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more, they do educational content. The question is, my retention is slowly going down throughout the video, not as a fast decline as it used to be, thanks to your help. But how can I keep the audience engaged to stay longer and throughout the video? So what you want to do is you want to keep teasing what happens next, right? And you want to have some type of structure to your video that leads people through the video. So, depending on the type of content, like in your case, because you're doing educational content, you basically want to set up the problem, that you're solving, let people know, why that's important, and then start, trying to help them, solve that problem. And as long as you're doing that, then in that case, you're on the right track, but there are things that you can do. So for example, when you are in your video and you're talking about one thing, but you're going to be talking about something that would be important to people next, then you can mention that. And you can say, what would be an example? So like if it was in my case, let's say that I'm talking about, like how to set up your video description or something, right? Then I would say something along the lines of, and if you're setting up your video description, there's some other things that you can do too to that can help you make more money with your video descriptions. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But anyway, and then you keep on going with what it was that you were talking about. Then what you're doing there is you're like opening loops and letting people know that you have these additional things coming up. You're essentially teasing additional content. You don't have to be that blatant about it either. You can also do things where you say, just really easy, like, oh, we're gonna take this up a notch right here in a second, but for now, let's get through this part, right? And the whole thing is you're kind of letting people know that there's more stuff that they might be interested in that's going to be coming up soon. So that's a really good way to do that. In addition to that, you can also do things to where once you get to the end of one part, to where you can just build up the next thing that you're going to say. So for example, like once you get to the end of, whatever it is that you're, teaching on the educational content, I'm going to go look at your channel here real quick, just so I can have a little more context here. But basically once you get to the end of like one part of your video, then you can literally say things like, and that's just one part of the thing, but we can go much deeper. For example, and then you go into, the next thing. So the whole thing is like, okay, well, what we just got through is good, and there's enough, information there, and you got some value out of that. But there's a lot more that you need to know is essentially what you're saying with that. And then you get into that next part, right? So you're basically saying like, okay, whatever value you got from that, we just tipped the iceberg. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper, with that. And then you just keep going. So those types of things can be really effective for keeping people watching for a longer period of time. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, you're creating suspense in your content for your next part. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, suspense, tension, either way you want to do it. Shady LLC, our pleasure. So next up here, we have Home Rapid Repair. They do home repairs, gold channels to make money. And the question is, how to connect with how-to content, sub growth can be slow, so people will check out once they get their answers. I'm starting to make really good money, so who cares about total sub count? Thoughts? Yeah, so when it comes to sub counts, I mean, this all comes down to like your long-term plans for your channel. But when it comes to sub counts are great for unlocking YouTube features, that kind of stuff. And it's also great for other people's perception. So for that is definitely way more important than the sub count that's next to your name. So sub count used to be. The mic just went out. Did you hit something when you sat down?
No. So check this out. This is really what they should be able to hear us now.
Oh.
So I just sat down and unmuted my mic.
Yeah.
And I got a little shock.
Oh.
And it's automatically muted on the computer.
Can you hear us? Mic check. Can you hear us? Now it's garbling. Way to go, D.
Yeah. It's like a little shock. Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, D has this effect on electronics.
And I'm going to put it back on. Should be okay now. It's garbled.
Yeah, it's garbling, crackling.
Yeah, it's like a little shock. Great.
Okay, let us know if it's better.
Let's see. Speed.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's still garbled in and out.
It's fine in headphones.
Yeah, it might be the connection between that and
It's clear coming through here, yeah. Nope.
Huh, interesting. Yeah, turn the roadcaster on and off again.
Great.
Need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to make coffee, my mojo is low. Just give me a minute to get me a Joe. I'll be getting my fix in my kitchen, but look at the logo, the plug for the show. Whoa. It don't matter the flavor, I'm gonna get haters. A cup or a pot of the gold, I just need you to hold for a little bit longer. This song ain't a joke, it's a banger, you know or you don't. You will hang or you won't, but this thing isn't stopping till it's at the top. And I go back upstairs, man, I hope I don't drop it, I know that it's hot. It might seem one's enough, but apparently not. Take a cinnamon shot, mix it up on the spot. Give it a try, you might like it a lot. Need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. I need to hit the coffee maker, get another cup. Fiending for caffeine, I need it in my mug. Cheers, put your mugs up here, put your cups up here, put your tumblers up here. Now drink it, cheers, put your cups up here, put your mugs up here, put your tumblers up here. Now drink it, drink it.
So how about now? Is our audio better now? Let us know if our audio is better. Play it back.
Play it back.
That's great.
Yeah, we should be okay now. I did a complete reset.
Okay, so we're good now.
Beautiful, Tish says.
Fantastic.
All right, here we go.
Yep. So quick shout out for the audio fix, and if you haven't yet,
Hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're having fun, comment, type something. If you're laying back, leaning and engage, just take a second to smash the whole page.
all right. So let's get back to it. Okay. So and we've got another one coming soon. So we've got another one that I've been working on too. That's coming up. It's coming up soon. But since our audio is better now, we're going to go ahead and get into the next question here. So the next question is from Shark Scrapper. Shark Scrapper says that he uploads one time per week or more. Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, would you share some examples on how to use 1 of 10, please? Yeah, that's actually a good call.
We've been talking about doing that. You want to load it up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So are you talking about, Shark Scraper, are you talking about how to find outliers or how to make thumbnails? Did he say?
He just said ways to use it. So yes, I'm going to show you.
I have, in Tuber School, at the tail end of one of the ideation videos, I think it's how to find video ideas on YouTube, I believe it is. I do kind of a brief brief introduction to one of 10 and how to use their free browser extension to find video outliers. So you have that you can watch, Ernie, and then you want to talk about the thumbnails maybe?
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get it up on screen here and just show you what this is. So this tool, and I'll put my affiliate link here in the chat. I had to go find it, but I'll put my affiliate link there. So if anybody is interested in this, you can click on that to go check it out. And thanks for the mention here, also, Ernie. Appreciate it. So basically, a few different ways to use this is first they have the idea generator, they have a title generator, and they have a thumbnail generator. They also have a browser extension for this as well, which I don't have enabled right now. It's installed, but I just don't have it enabled.
That's what I made the video about.
About the
browser,
extension?
Because it was a free browser extension.
Okay, yeah. So here, I'll you know what? I'll go ahead and activate that too. Let me find it, and then we'll do that also. There we go. Okay. So that's activated too, so I'll go over to YouTube for that here in a second. So the thing that I'm super impressed about is their thumbnail generator. So you can see here, I've been going a little bit crazy on making a lot of different thumbnails with this. So I have an old abandoned channel that, that if you've been around for a while, you already know about this channel. But if you're new, you probably don't know about this channel. But the channel's called All Our Questions. It's a channel that that when I was first starting on YouTube back in the day, this channel is where I, got really inspired and hooked on YouTube. And because it's just sitting there dormant, I'm uploading some like shorts there now that I'm making with AI. I'm going in there and I'm just like playing with some thumbnails so I can just do some tests on these. And with this, I have some of these, which you can actually see one of these on my YouTube channel.
I love how some of these, they like nail how you look. And then some of them
are completely different.
Yeah. Looks like a cousin or something. Yeah.
But basically with this though, one of the cool things is that when you are making thumbnails with this, as you can see, like how it's pulling in my image here, if you have yourself in your videos, it will pull in, your image and actually put you in your thumbnails. So like this one here, even though it's not perfect, that one's supposed to be me. You can see me here. This one's also not perfect with me. The old version of me anyway. This is the, decade old, me over a decade, same here. But basically with this, you can see that these are not thumbnails that I made inside of like Photoshop or Canva or anything like that. These are thumbnails generated on the video. So what I did is I would just say what the video is about here. Here, we'll just do one real quick.
Okay.
So let me go to the All Our Questions YouTube channel here, and we'll just pick one out.
Okay.
Okay. So if we go here, we will do, you can see some of these are being used right here, just so I can, kind of see. But
you're even using the ones that, because you're faceless. This is a faceless channel for the most part.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah.
I know, but a lot of the videos you're not in. I know some of them you are, but because you're using a thumbnail that's not you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. With this one, like I'm in here, Brian's in here, and it looks kind of like the old version of me. Like if this hovers over.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's close enough to where I was like, yeah, let me just go ahead and do it. But basically, we'll just pick one here. So let's do, let's see here. Can stress kill you? That's going to be the one we're going to do. So we're going to have this on All Our Questions. And then we'll do can stress kill you? And one thing I want to bring to your attention too is if you look right here, you can see that I have it. I had to change it to All Our Questions because I had it on Creator Insider right here. And the reason for that is because inside of the Chrome extension that I have here, we have this like news feed. And I needed to make a thumbnail because Renee published a short over on the Creator Insiders channel. So I had it make a short here about the update to YouTube's push notifications. So I just assigned the Creator Insider channel and then had it make a thumbnail for that too. But basically, once we're in here, so can, hold on.
And you can sketch this or upload images and ideas.
Video is about if stress can kill you.
What's the answer to that, by the way?
And then, you can choose if you want to add images to it. If you want to sketch it out, you can. Or in this case, I'm just going to choose no text and just see what it comes up with. So you mentioned ways to use this. So when it comes to ways to use this, in addition to, because I know some people are anti-AI stuff. Some people are pro-AI stuff. If you're pro-AI, you can use this to literally make your thumbnails. Yeah. If you're anti-AI, you can use this for inspiration. So if you're making your own thumbnails, you're like, man, how can I express this in a really interesting way? Then you can come here, you can put your channel up, and then you can say, you know, whatever your video is about, and then it will go ahead and it'll go ahead and start getting to work on the thumbnails for you. So you can see here some things that it screwed up. Is here it got this right. Ooh, this is good.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
one.
me too. So here you can see that it's pulling this like branding watermark on here that I used to use. It's pulling that and it's putting that on here. Sometimes it adds extra stuff because I added extra stuff every now and then. So it adds that stuff. I never added this. I don't know why I put that in there.
I wonder if you added a negative prompt.
Like what? Like don't use the branding mark? Yeah, we'll try it. Yeah, we'll try it. But you can also edit with AI. So basically, if we click this, I can say...
Cool heart image.
Yep. You know, remove...
Branding.
The entire branding panel on the left. And then here, we're going to hit go. And then we're just going to let it, you know, do its thing here. And with this, it'll take, you know, just a little bit of time. It shouldn't be that long, but we're just going to see what it does. But regardless, when it comes to the output of this, you can see how right out of the gate, this thing is pretty incredible in terms of, you know, what it's capable of.
And what I find interesting with it is that even
and
if
here's a link to this too. I'm dropping a link to it in chat also, just in case anybody needs this. There we
even
go.
if you don't use the idea,
Boom, took it out.
wow, yeah, even if you don't use the idea, it can help you generate images that you can use to build it yourself. You're like, ooh, I like this idea. I can grab this, like you said, just take off the branding or whatever. I'm going to remove this and just use this image and build on top of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with this too, one of the cool things about it is, like, let's say that I want to add my face to it, then I can also, you know, upload my face here, or I can just pick it from here. So I've already got my face in here. So we're just going to click on that. We're just going to see what happens to
Can you say
now.
add my face and make me look in pain? Make me look like I'm in pain.
Face and make me look like I'm in pain. Okay, and then we're going to hit go. But yeah, in my opinion, because there's other tools also that have the, you know, like AI, you know, thumbnail thing going on. But in my opinion, like hands down, this is the best one. Like there's nothing that comes close to this right now.
That could change tomorrow or not.
Yeah,
but
totally.
Whoever prompted their AI tool,
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, they did a great
it's only
job.
gonna get better.
And it's fast. So one of the things when it comes to building stuff like this is it's hard to make it fast for things to go like back and forth within your product and like whatever services you're using. So the fact that they, you know, were able to do this quickly is pretty impressive. So this is kind of crazy. It replaced the heart with me.
What?
So not really what I was going for there, but holy cow, if you look at that,
That almost looks like
pretty
something
wild.
it looks like a Hellraiser scene.
It does.
Right?
Yeah, so that wasn't really what I was looking for there.
That's a
So
cool shot though, because it's
It
like
is.
it's your heart. It's a heart.
yeah.
I mean, not that you would identify that quickly, but
Yeah.
it's one of those images that's creepy enough that I might go, well, I might click on that. I want to see what they ripped this guy's head off.
Let's see here. What else could we do to symbolize stress here?
Just say
Let's just do make it more colorful.
make it more
and
colorful
see what it does.
and stressful.
And stressful.
Hope it doesn't rip your head in half.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah, it might get gory here. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
This is one of 10 K&J lumber. I dropped a link into the chat. It is nightmare fuel. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
But in terms of like, you know, what it's doing here, like it's pretty incredible in terms of the option. And then another thing, because YouTube has the update now to where you can upload like the large thumbnails. So if you make videos or if your viewers are watching on TVs, then there's this button right here, which I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but it's an upscale button. So once it has the final thumbnail, so we'll just say if we were going to use this one, then if I come down here, you can see it has the upscale button, right? And because I just clicked on that, I actually just broke the generation there,
Right.
I think. But yeah, anyway, the idea is that you can use this for all kinds of stuff like this. So even if you are building thumbnails from scratch, you can use this as a way to generate just some cool imagery that you might use also. So that's one way, right, to use it. I'm probably going to come back in and actually change the thumbnail out actually for this one because that's
pretty
interesting.
cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. But yeah, like I mentioned before, though, you can see, you know, all the different ways. This one's cool too. So I have a video on this channel about your odds of being born. This is awesome content, by the way. If you like to learn stuff, super fun content over on this channel. This is for me as a content creator, this is the most fun that I had making content is on this channel. Like, it's just a blast, and I learned so much on this channel. But this video right here,
a lot of work though.
it is tons of work, but it was awesome. But like this thumbnail right here, I was really impressed by the output of this one. We won't edit it with AI, but like this one, because here it was like text heavy.
Look at that.
And then on this, you know, it just turned it into this like golden thing with all these, you know, all of them like swimming towards it, and you know all that
golden egg and golden sperm.
Yep,
that is all. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's a really cool image.
It is. Yeah, but it just did some really cool stuff there. So that's one way, right? Another way to use 1 of 10 is the title generator, right? So here, what title do you have in mind, or write what the video is about? So we're going to do that one again. The video is about if stress can kill you or not. And we're just using basic natural language here, right? We're not trying to get like, you know, prompt crazy or anything like that. Hey, Ash, what's going on, dude? Hope you're doing great. Miss Gee says that vidIQ does something similar. Yeah, they do, and their tool's pretty good too, but this one is hands down, like the thumbnail generator here is the best one on the market right now. Like vidIQ excels in other things, but when it comes to thumbnail generation, like this is where it's at right now.
One thing I like about...
But vidIQ is good too, but like for other things.
One thing I like about how vidIQ in 1 of 10, in terms of their title results, is they understand the importance of not making really long titles.
Yeah.
So if you go to like Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT, unless you are very strict with your prompt and you tell it, you know, max characters and that sort of thing, it can spit out some really long titles.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, I'm not using that.
Right.
Like
right.
The idea is there, but that title is just really too long.
Yeah, it's not specific.
It's
Like
not-
the
yeah.
advantage of these types of tools is that when they're built for creators, the use case is for creators. So all the
Right.
prompting around it is for creators.
Right.
So when people get it, you know, like vidIQ gets it because they have a channel. 1 of
Right.
10 gets it because they, you know, have a channel and they work with, you know, they get all the feedback from other, you know, successful creators and stuff. So like, you know, these types of things can just be built into their prompt. But yeah, you can see here how, you know, it just gives you these options, gives you the character counts, all of that. And again, this is one of those things to where it's like, okay, I can have the title as "Can Stress Kill You," which is what I have. But like the hidden danger of stress, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you can start using these things for inspiration. So you don't have to use the title exactly as it is. You can if you want to. But you can also just use it as inspiration. Like, ooh, I like this word, right? Or this phrasing, the hidden danger, right? So the hidden danger
that's a whole
of stress.
other video.
It is. Yeah. It just changes the,
Yeah.
you know, the way that you might, you know, approach it.
Just looking at this from an ideation point of view, just on these title ideas, you can take the one video about can stress kill you. And these ideas, you're like, I could easily put together like a 5-video playlist.
Right. Yep.
And just make like an entire watch time trap
Yep.
of people learning about stress and how it's harmful, and a video about how to fix it.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And then they also have an idea generator also. So here you just put whatever the channel is. You can add a topic, you know, if you want to, you know, for the direction. Or you can just hit the button and have it generate ideas. And when you have it generate ideas, basically what it's doing is it's scanning the channel, looking at everything. But as a part of this, you can see here the generate thumbnails option is also on. And you get to pick the model also, right? So you can pick, you know, whichever model it is that you know, prefer to use. Of course, the better models, you know, will cost more credits and stuff like that. But here you can have it to where it also gives you thumbnail ideas with your titles. So then you can be like, okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out how to package this. Like the best way to use this, in my opinion, is that you come here when you have the video idea and you're like, okay, here's the video idea. How might I express this idea through the thumbnail and title?
Yeah.
And then by doing that will give you a bunch of different ways that you might be able to express it. So you can say, okay, I'm going to do a thumbnail. I'm either going to use this thumbnail and title, or I'm going to use this thumbnail and title as inspiration, and I'm going to frame it this way. And then, you know, and then I'm going to go make the video.
K&J Lumber says there's got to be a prompt that you can enter and use in ChatGPT or Gemini that will get these same results. Of course.
You can, but here's the thing. So
you've got to learn the prompt though, and that's that's the
so
trick.
inside of my new creator app, which the QR code is right here on the screen for that too. So it's an iPhone app for YouTubers. So inside of that, I have a thumbnail testing feature to where you can upload your thumbnails into it, and then it'll give you a report on your thumbnail and let you know, in terms of readability, text in there, color contrast, synergy between your thumbnail and title, like all these different things. And with that, the prompt for that is like this big, right? So it's a really big prompt that that is attached to that based on, you know, everything it is that I know about thumbnails. So because of that, you absolutely can write that out. But you just have to know, you know, what it is to say. And then once you do that, you could save that into a file of some kind, and then you could drop that into ChatGPT as well. And that's essentially what, you know, everybody does for these.
Yeah.
But you know, you just have to make sure that you're spending a lot of time fine tuning it, you know, as you go.
If you understand the mechanics of titles and the formula for titles and how to get people to click, you can absolutely prompt that stuff. Same thing for thumbnail generations. I find images a lot more difficult to nail with AI than titles and ideas. You can definitely do it. You just have to put some work into it to get it done.
Yep.
You can create a custom GPT and put your JSON file in that and make it happen.
Yeah, so in terms of being on brand here, right? So we have here, you know, this happens to your brain when you lie. What actually causes ocean tides? What happens when adrenaline hits your body?
These are ideas.
Like for this channel, like these are all fantastic ideas.
These are ideas that you do not have.
Yeah, why do you feel nostalgia? Right? Like these are all interesting ideas that would be a perfect fit for that channel. So you can use it for that type of thing. Another thing that you can use it for is you can also use it when you're on YouTube to look for things like this. So here you can see that it shows the videos and it'll show if they are an outlier, right? So here, this one did 4.5 times better than the other videos on the channel. So the way that you use this is you use it for competitor research. So if you're going and you're looking around other niches, so let's say, for example, that you were starting a channel today where you're sharing just interesting facts about stuff like on this channel, then in that case, you would go and you would look at all the other channels that are making content like that, and you would look for things like this. And you'd be like, whoa, a 4.5 times outlier for this particular video, a 6.6 times outlier, 5.4
So sort them up
outlier.
at the top, and you're going to see a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
But basically, you can see this to where you can start, you know, understanding content that has performed well on channels. And like Dee was talking about, you can, you know, do descending here. You can do ascending, to where you just start using all of this stuff to.
Look at that one, 58 times better.
Yep. And
than
then
the
here,
average video on the channel.
and you can put limits on it too. So you can say, yeah, I want outliers, you know, that are at least double or 5 times or 10 times, and then, you know, it allows you to do that type of sorting here. And of course, you know, as you keep scrolling, then it adds more to the queue also.
Yeah, and the browser plugin is free. It's
Yes.
a good tool, man. It's a really good tool for helping you identify good ideas and just getting the brain working.
Yep. And this little tool right here, what this does is similar to the thing that I put inside of Creator Dashboard. This makes it where you can embed thumbnails into pages of YouTube also, so that you can get a preview of what the thumbnail looks like on YouTube before you publish a video, just so you can make sure it stands out and all that stuff. But yeah, so when it comes to this tool, those are some really good ways to use that. And as a reminder, I just put my link in here, my affiliate link. So if anybody is interested in that, I just put the link to it right there in chat.
Home Rapid Repair says YouTube's Ask Studio just added thumbnail generation. Haven't used
Yeah,
it.
it's kind of trash though. Yeah, it's not that good. Like I'm shocked considering their YouTube and they have VO and they have, you know, Gemini that's great, you know, Nano Banana and all that stuff. I'm really surprised or
How bad it is.
let down might be a better way to say it, on how bad theirs is. So unless they had an update within the last, like, you know, week.
I know in the inspiration area inside of YouTube Studio where they were generating thumbnails, those were awful.
Yeah.
So hopefully they got it better. Hope they got it dialed in. I mean, they have the ability to do it. I remember going into the inspiration section and looking around and just going, what is going on here?
Yep. Even the topics are dumb.
Yeah.
Like here's the difference, right? So you have that tool, and I'm just running these right here on mine. So you have the 1 of 10 tool, and you saw how awesome the results were on that. And then if we come over here, like, look at this trash that YouTube is putting out. Like, they should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, they shouldn't be ashamed of themselves. That's extreme. But all things considering that they are like pioneers of, like, you know, machine learning and like all this other stuff, like the fact that you can use an external service to get thumbnails that absolutely smoke all of these.
Yeah.
Like, look at these. Like, this looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
Right here. Let me see if I can grab the image address. Let's go up here, see if we can make it bigger. Oh no, it's just forcing a download. So, but yeah, like these are trash in comparison, and it's embarrassing. And my like if I was like the CEO of YouTube and I saw these other tools, I would be like, guys, get it together. Like, what are we doing? Like whose department is handling this?
Who here's the key grip?
Right. Yeah, because it's like, hey, if like we're YouTube.
Yeah.
And we have all of these amazing tools, and we're doing all this stuff for YouTube Shorts with VO and all this stuff. But then we're recommending thumbnails like this that are just trash. Right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. And the titles too. Like, look at these. Like you were talking about the long titles. Like these are books.
You have to click in and do some finagling to get stuff that actually is like, okay, yeah, that's decent. But just on the surface level, it's really bad packaging. In terms of what they're putting together.
Yeah, and look at this. The secret inactive category YouTube uses to filter out underperforming channels. What a word salad that is.
Yeah.
Right? In terms of just like long and complicated. The new community tab strategy for unlimited organic reach without making new videos. Not too bad, but like still way wordy. Why small channels are outperforming the giants this year and your growth plan. Corny.
So Shark Scrapper asked a question, and I'm going to answer this because I've had issues with this. He said, "Stupid question. First of all, it's actually a valid question. Does having multiple extensions active create conflicts? For example,
sometimes.
Should I turn off vidIQ when 1 of 10 is like? Yeah, sometimes it does. I have I have loads of extensions, probably like you do and everybody else. If I'm going to rely on one, I'm going to do some work. And I want this one to work without a problem, and I don't want browsers to crash or hang or whatever. I'll go and I'll turn off any extension that I think could be doing similar things.
Yeah, I leave everything on unless something becomes problematic.
Yeah,
because most things work well together. The only place where all this stuff becomes a problem is like the YouTube interface. So, for example, if you have Creator Dashboard installed, which everybody here should have. It's a free Chrome extension that turns your new tab into a command center for YouTube, and it also has like other like analysis tools and things like that on YouTube. But if you have screenshot your comments, screenshot video frames, like all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. But like you, if you have that installed, if you have Tube Spanner installed, if you have vidIQ installed, if you have Creative Fuel installed, 1 of 10 installed, and the list goes on and on. Like if you have all of these different things installed, then the YouTube interface can start to look really crazy because you have like all these buttons everywhere, like all that from all these things that everybody adds to it. So that's where the conflicts can start to start.
And they can push on the side, like push things down too much. And, Yeah. So I turn them off.
Yeah. So those types of things can absolutely be problematic. But here on this one, right, and this is inside of YouTube's, inspiration tab here. And you can see on this one too, like the thumbnails are just garbage. Turn your YouTube Shorts into a consistent passive income stream today. What a dumb title that is. And in addition to that, like look at the photo. Like look at it. Like
what does that have to do with anything?
Right. Like how is this going to be a lead? It's a dude on like a space station. Right? What a dumb thing. Like considering the technology they have.
Can I just say that for once, I'm so glad that I'm not the one running it down on YouTube right now. Usually this is I am here. I have been brought into this stream to do this. And I just feel so good hearing him rage
that I'm the
over
one
there.
that's doing it? Yeah.
Yeah. Just let it flow.
Yeah.
Do it.
But it's just crazy because they have, teams and teams and teams and teams of people. Yeah. They have, what is it, $60 billion in profit, so they can pay people to do this stuff. Yeah.
They paid out the record industry $8 billion last year.
They're like, they're like pioneers of a lot of the technology that people are using for this stuff.
They own Nano Banana.
Right. Yeah. They own Nano Banana. And they can just plug right into this. But instead of doing all of that, they're giving people this garbage and saying like, oh, hey, this is something to consider.
Yeah.
Hello.
But here's the thing.
Mind-blowing.
Scroll up. Let's see if they removed it. Scroll up. Note that right there. It says, and I'm glad they put this in here. Right there. AI can make mistakes.
Yes.
Please double check. Use discretion before you create or use ideas.
Yeah.
Right? That is a disclaimer. That is YouTube telling us, heads up, AI make mistakes.
Yep. Heads up, we are a multinational company that can't even make a good thumbnail.
Yeah.
A multinational company that's leading technology in the field of generative AI.
Yeah.
And we can't even make a thumbnail. So we just want to give you a heads up.
Is there anything else you want to get out today?
No, that's it.
Yeah.
It's anytime I think about this,
it's ridiculous.
It is. It is.
It is ridiculous.
It is.
But their warning on this, their disclaimer is, and I mentioned this in the video that I made about this. It's a good reminder to everyone who's using AI to whatever AI gives you, to make sure that you run it through a common sense filter, run it through a human filter, because you know your audience better than they do.
Yeah.
And just run it through the filter of, is this something that my ideal audience would react to? Would they understand this? And we talk about this so much about AI tools.
Yeah.
And I love AI. I love it. I think it's great. I don't know where it's going to go. I think, unfortunately, people are going to lose jobs. Jobs are going to be created. We're entering into a new era for creators in the world. I'm here for it. I'm on board.
Yep.
But if you are new to creating and you don't know how to connect with your audience yet, and we talked about this a lot on this stream. If you're new to this, you don't know how to connect to your audience, and you are only relying on AI tools to make content, you might luck out. Yeah. You might get lucky, but most of you are falling into a trap, because you're using all of these tools to make stuff for you, and you don't know what's good or not. Like just because AI can generate something that might sound good, or you might look at it, oh, that's a good looking thumbnail.
Yeah, you got to put thought into
that.
Into the
doesn't
results.
mean that it's going to be effective.
Right.
I'm always going to stand by. Learn the tools. Use AI if you want to. I'm all for it. Use it to work faster, work smarter, whatever. But take the time also to learn how to manually, old school way, connect with an audience. Because if you don't know what's good or not, you're literally just spinning your wheels, throwing AI content up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know why this isn't working. Why doesn't this work? Why doesn't this work? Because you're relying on a tool that doesn't understand the nuance of humanity. Not yet, anyway. I mean, I'm sure it's going to crack that soon.
Yeah.
But it's not there yet.
So the next question that we have to get back on track here is from, and by the way, you can check that out at oneof10.com is the name of that. But I put a link in here, for you too.
Tish.
For that.
Yeah, the Nimmin Brothers Uncut.
But the next channel is Tabletop Nexus. Tabletop Nexus uploads 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than a year. They do miniature war game content. Goal of the channel is to have fun. Hey, really quick, before I put this question out here. So for these live streams, because, that little tool showcase was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in like a weekly tool showcase like that, to where we just like pick something, video editing tool, it's not always, doesn't have to be sponsored stuff or anything like that, but like some of it will be.
How do you use this tool?
Yeah, how to use this tool. This is what the tool is. Like, would you be interested in that type of thing? If so, let me know. And then we can add that as like a regular.
The funny thing is, we had quite a drop in viewership.
Yeah, during that.
Which is crazy.
It is.
It's like here's how you can do.
Well, I think it's because some people, they don't, they probably don't like to buy things, or they don't feel like they're. Some people are probably like, he's sitting here trying to sell this versus he's showing us what it is. Yeah. So that's fine though. Whatever. Let's see here. So
get out.
See here. Show us some more times things just miss our attention. Yes, don't make negative content just to get clicks. You'll learn only to produce that kind of content. Yep. It'll be great. Yes, please. Yes. A weekly tool. Yes. 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 Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Road Reality. What's up, man? Hope you're doing great. Time for an update on the channel you suggested I create. Over 4,300 subs and still growing. Thanks again. Great advice. Both channels are doing well now. Awesome. High five and fist bump to you.
Cool channel.
Absolutely love.
I love the channel name.
Love that.
Road Reality.
Yep.
That's great, man. So Jive Dancing says, I don't understand the extension thing. Okay, so just the extension thing, when you turn it on, it is identifying videos on other channels that have performed better than the other videos on the channel. So if it's a red tag, for example, and the tag says 25.3%, that means that video has performed 25.3% better than the other videos on that channel. And what you do with that information is you say, okay, this video could be a good idea for my channel. And another way you can validate that is look at similar channels in the same niche to see if they have a similar outlier. What you're looking for is a idea that has worked across a couple of channels, ideally, right? You're looking for winning ideas. And then you try to take that idea. Okay, that's the same idea worked for this channel, it worked for this channel, it worked for this channel. How can I give it my spin to tell my version of this idea? Right? You're looking for validated ideas. And by identifying those outliers, it helps you find those ideas without having to go in and do the math yourself, which you can do.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the plugin. You can go and you can sort and do the math yourself. But you're looking for patterns, and you're looking for other channels that have had similar outliers for the same idea. And then you say, okay, that's a good idea. It's working for multiple channels. I'm going to try that idea. Yep. That doesn't guarantee it's going to work for you. You could still blow it with your thumbnail, right? You could come up, this is a great idea. Here's a great title. Here's a great thumbnail, but you blow it in the first 30 seconds of the video, right? So you still have to make sure you get all the code right along the way, but it gives you the right ideas. I hope that helps.
Renee
Ritchie in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great. Man, you just missed a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Says, popping in to say that YouTube is working on mobile at mention. No timeline, but it's coming.
Woo! Oh, Lord.
Here it comes.
Oh,
Here it comes. Woo!
Oh, Jesus.
We got it. We got it.
Oh, it's coming.
Yes. Mobile tagging. Here it comes.
Oh,
awesome. Love it.
Good Lord.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Excellent news. Thank you for dropping that.
I thought we were going to get GTA 5 or GTA 6. What are the,
6.
I
Come
thought
on,
we were going to get
Come
GTA
on.
6.
Come on. There's certain things that you just need to know.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
GTA 6.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought we were going to get GTA 6 and Star Wars 10, which they just announced they're going to film.
Oh, wow.
Star Wars 10 is going to be filmed.
Oh.
So I was like, we're going to get Star Wars 10 and GTA 6 before we get mobile tagging. But Renee
comes in. He's like, maybe not. He said he doesn't have a timeline, though, but they're working on it.
Yeah.
That's good.
But the fact that they're working on it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw an article today saying that Google now uses AI for 75% of their code. And the joke that I told Dee earlier today is I was like, it's funny that they have AI doing 75% of their code and they still can't get something to do the mobile tagging. So
we can
awesome.
Listen, we
awesome.
can vibe code that tomorrow. Just
give us access. Let us do it.
We'll vibe code that tomorrow over coffee, Renee.
Right.
No, listen. Go in, tell the team that the Nimmons approve and say thank you. They may proceed. And if they have any questions, they know how to reach me.
Oh,
got a super chat?
Yeah.
Home Rapid Repair.
Love it. Home Rapid Repair, thanks to Super Chat, says,
Super Chat.
thank you for all you do for content creators. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the Super Chat. Appreciate it. So good.
Pressure's on, he says.
So the question from Tabletop Nexus that does miniature wargame content says, for channel growth, should I stick to just one miniature wargame like Warhammer, or should I expand to other miniature games and maybe even certain types of board games? I would like the channel to be an all-around tabletop gaming hobby channel. So this is one of those questions to where thinking about the future of the channel and what you're trying to build is really important, because like as you're building things out, because right now you've got 883 subscribers on the channel, 241 videos. So, you're in motion and, you've had some videos that have done, pretty good on here. Some, are need work, but basically like you are heading in that direction. So the first thing that I would do is I would look to see the content that is currently performing on the channel. So if you find that people only respond when you publish the Warhammer content and because of that, if you enjoy Warhammer enough to build the whole channel around that, then, that might be the path. But if you're like, hey, I really want to just turn this into, I'm not sure if Warhammer is like a board game. I'm not sure what it is. If it is, then in that case, just thinking, okay, am I going to be a board game channel or a Warhammer channel? And then acting appropriately based on whichever direction it is that you're wanting to go. So as a content creator, one of the most important things that you can do is to just take a moment and just sit back over breakfast, coffee, and afternoon if you have the time, and just sit back and think like, okay, what is it I'm actually trying to do here? What is it that I'm trying to build? If everything went exactly as I would want it to, 5 years from now, what would my channel look like? What type of content would I be making? What would I be, doing? Who would I be interacting with? What would my videos look like? What would they sound like? What would I be doing? And going through that process of just kind of really digging in and thinking about what it is that you want. And then the reason that you want to do that is because then you can say, okay, well, if this is what I want, then would the Warhammer content get me there? If the answer is yes, then that might be the path. If the question is like, well, Probably not. But if I do, just like a channel that is just board games, then in that case, that might get me there, because then that gives me the option to also talk about these other board games, and that sort of thing. So just really, taking that moment to think about what you want and what you're trying to build and who it is that you're trying to build it for, like those types of decisions can really make a big impact on the channel for the future of the channel. And it also makes decisions like this super easy, because then it's like, is this going to lead me towards my goal? Yes. Okay. Check that box. Is this going to be something that the audience that I'm building this channel for, that they're going to absolutely love? Yes. Check that box. Okay. Let's do it. Right. So that would be the thing that I would do, is I'd sit back and think of what you're actually trying to build, because from a growth perspective, you could just build the Warhammer channel, right? If you want to. Or you can say, okay, we're gonna rebrand everything here, and the channel's called Tabletop Nexus, right? So it's like tabletop games. So because of that, it gives you a lot of flexibility, and you could say, okay, well, if I want to do the board game thing, then let me go through, make it clear on the channel that we're just on, board games, that we're not focused on Warhammer, and then my position with my channel would be that we are talking about board games, maybe certain types of board games, maybe, just to have a stronger, position for the channel. But the idea is to just really think about what it is that you're trying to build, and then just making sure that, what you're trying to build with it would align with an audience of some kind, and then moving in that direction would be the path to take there. Because that's a really big decision, right? Because, like if you're like, hey, this is what I'm, doing right now, but then we're going to move it in this direction, making sure that with 100% certainty that that's the answer that you want, or that's the direction that you want to move into, is definitely the thing that you want to consider.
I'm testing the new Ask Studio thumbnail maker.
Yeah, I did already.
Did you?
Yep.
It's
so this one here,
really long time for me.
It's better. It took a really long time.
Yeah.
But it's definitely better than the ones in the inspiration tab. Yeah, it
yeah,
took a really long time though, but this
yeah.
one's much, much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
It's a nice touch, putting the glow on the side of your face.
Yeah,
too.
it is.
The crazy thing is, it's kind of easy right now to sit here and say, oh, this AI tool is not doing a great job, or this AI tool. Listen, we are months or probably a year away from all of these AI tools just knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. And everything working just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, to where it's like you just pick one. Just pick one.
We're very quickly heading towards that. So even though now you can say, well, those titles aren't so good, or that thumbnail's not so good, or that's making a difference. Yeah, I mean, the clock is ticking.
Yep. This one's a little bit weird because it gave me some options here. A split screen comparison. Yeah, that one's a little bit weird. Right down here. So basically those two are the options. Yeah, interesting. So if the prompt was stronger, because I just said make me one about getting more views. So if the prompt was stronger, then the output would probably be stronger too. So that one's way better. So I'm going to retract what I said before about their thumbnails being garbage, because this is definitely heading in the right direction. But they need to do this inside of the inspiration tab.
Yeah.
Because
where it's
like Renee, he is still in here. Okay.
It's taking your video content and displaying it in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so what happened, Renee, right before you came in here is I was in the inspiration tab and I was ripping it apart because the titles are like super long. The imagery that it's showing there is just super low quality. And we just came from showing the AI generations on 1 of 10 and how awesome those are. So when I was looking at that, and then I go and I look at the inspiration tab, I'm like, what is YouTube even doing? Like, this is just garbage. And they're like, they're pioneers of, a lot of this stuff, and they have all these amazing tools, but they're just not using them in those places. And I was pretty hard on the inspiration tab. So like this right here, if you can get this also built into the inspiration tab, I think it'll make the inspiration tab more useful. Because then people can see themselves in that video and, that type of thing. So I think, I think moving this to the inspiration tab once it's ready is definitely...
Yeah.
Oh, it is. He's saying that his guess is that they will merge.
Yeah, that's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge if I've ever seen one.
I know, right? Oh, good stuff.
So I can't share mine because of the way my thing is set up right now, but it just generated a pretty good thumbnail for me.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily use the first iteration here, but it's...
A starting point?
Well, yeah, I mean, if a designer would have come to me with that, I would have been like, okay, I got some changes to make. That's pretty close. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, leaps and bounds better
Nice.
than what the inspiration tab can do. But that's good. Yeah,
Nice.
home rapid repair. Thanks for bringing this to our attention.
Yep, thank
I
you.
didn't know that they updated this.
Yeah, I didn't know you could just. Actually, it was Doug. I think. I don't know
was
if
it
it was.
Doug?
Him. Yeah, I don't know if
One
it
of
was Larry or Doug. Yeah, but
Oh, they gave me more than one. Hold on.
yeah, that's what I was saying with mine too. You just scroll down and then you see the second option.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I'm noticing. The second one. I'm going to give it a thumbs down on the second one, but the first one looks pretty good.
So next up, we've got Shaala Makes It is the
Can I-
next channel.
Can I add something here?
Yeah, go ahead.
I like looking at this, and then what we just looked at with the 1 of 10 thumbnail maker. And I know there's some others in the market. vidIQ has a thumbnail maker.
Yeah.
I really feel bad.
And the new ChatGPT new image version is pretty good too.
The new ChatGPT image version, which you can now, at least on a desktop, I don't see it on a phone, but on a desktop, you can now choose.
Lock in your aspect ratio.
You can lock
Yep.
in a 16:9 aspect ratio. So many of you were making ChatGPT thumbnails and the aspect ratio was incorrect and your text was getting cropped off. You can fix that now. But I look at this stuff and I'm just like, man, I feel really bad for all of the people who are making a living making thumbnails.
Oh man, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Within a very short amount of time, like
Video-
I'll be shocked if
video
any of them have
editors,
jobs in like a year.
yeah.
Yeah, like we're there already.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
I'll be shocked if they have jobs in a year. So like for the super high level custom stuff, they
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
will. But for
The-
the general public, like there's not going to be a real
Yeah.
reason. Like if you understand YouTube, and you know what you're trying to focus on and what will grab somebody's attention, and you know the objects or the things that you're trying to get people to focus on in the thumbnail. If you know that part of it, then yeah, I think all these tools are going to be able to handle it like no problem, and it'll just be to where you just pick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best of you will probably always have work because there's always going to be people who want that human touch.
Sure.
But I would say the lower level, you guys are wiped out probably within a year.
Like the Fiverr folks.
Yeah, just wiped out. And I hate to say that, but like this stuff is getting good really fast.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't know what I like. Normally, I'd like to say, "Hey, you guys are in for it," but here's what I recommend you do. But we're at a point where I don't have a solution.
Don't have a recommendation.
I don't have
Right.
a recommendation anymore.
Yeah.
Because previously, I'd say, maybe you should think about video editing as a service.
Yeah.
You guys are cooked too.
Yeah, yeah, it's coming there too.
It's coming for you guys too.
Yeah, Claude. So people are already editing videos with.
I know.
with
That's
Claude.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
wild.
like I feel bad, and I don't know what to recommend other than try to be a creator.
Yep.
But then it's like, I mean, it's coming for creators too.
Right. Right. Yeah, all the way around.
Listen, be as human
Yep.
as you can.
So Nelly Nugs, hold on really quick. So Nelly Nugs says, what is Ask Studio? So Ask Studio is YouTube's AI that's in your creator studio, in your YouTube studio. So basically it's the back end of your YouTube channel, and it has access to all of your data. It has access to everything for your YouTube channel. So you can go in there and you can talk to it, and you can say things like, okay, hey, on this last video, why do you think people left at the 30-second mark? And then it'll, start answering your questions. What do you think that I could have done better in this video to hold retention for a longer period of time? This video is underperforming. Why do you think that is? Those types of things, and it'll start, giving you information. Some of the information is like really solid, and then some of the information it's like, yeah, I don't know about that. But because it is AI and all that stuff, and it's all still being fine tuned, you do want to think it all through. But it can, it's given some really good information.
Yeah, and Renee being a tour and a tastemaker. Listen, I don't think, I mentioned this is coming for creators. I don't mean that we can't be creators. I mean that I think we should lean hard. I think we're at a crossroad. I think you need to, there's kind of three ways to go. One way, you lean hard into being a human and all your little quirks and all the things that make you weird and all the things that make you a human, right? That sets you apart from all that the AI avatars are going to come out, right? Just all the things that people normally might have hidden in the past. Like, I had this speech impediment, or I had this weird thing on my face, or those are going to turn into superpowers really soon, because that's going to make you completely unique, right? Another road is to lean into AI hard and learn how to use AI to make content. Just lean into that and just learn the stuff. And I'm going to make AI content. Doesn't mean it doesn't have to be slop. There's quality AI content out there.
Yeah,
like really good AI quality out there. Especially now, Seed Dance 2 is making videos that's on par with Marvel, you know, with Disney and everything else. Just incredible stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think the third road is a hybrid of the two, right? You could be the human and you could do this stuff. You could have other projects running AI. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking the third road. I'm keeping the human element for some projects, and I'm going hard into AI creation for other projects. And then that's what I'm going to do.
So Melinda says, hey, Carlos, what's up, man? So Melinda mentioned that she's asked, where is AI Studio? So for those of you that don't know where AI Studio is, it's this little sparkle icon, or Ask Studio, sorry. It's this little sparkle icon right up here in the top. So if you click on this, then it opens this panel right here, and you can go full screen with it, or almost full screen, is bigger if you want to. But basically, this panel right here, and they give you some pre-canned things. Let me zoom in on this, if it'll grow. Ooh, it does, good. But basically, if you look over here, so you have your chat box over here. You have where you can, add a, video reference. You can pick a specific video that you're trying to get it to, kind of drill down into. Here, you have a suggestion library, which is like all of, not all, but it's just like a good starting points for if you don't know what to ask it, then this right here is just starting points for different things that you can select. So here, for example, let's see here. Let me do suggest new video ideas. And then you hit that, and then it adds it right here. And then it's going to, start working on some video ideas. So Nelly Nug says, I thought that was Gemini. I mean, it is, because it's, it's probably using that for the back end. I'm going to guess. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but I'm going to assume that, it's all interconnected.
That's the logo for Gemini, is it not?
Well, actually, yeah, it is. Yeah,
Isn't
you're
it?
right. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think that.
Yeah, I was thinking of it from more of like the colorful perspective, but yeah, I guess it is. But basically the thing here is that you can just use it for, all these different things, and you can ask it questions against your videos and, help it come up with video ideas. And, you have summarized comments on here, so it can just let you know kind of what's going on in your comment section and stuff like that. But it's just a really interesting tool that you can just come in here and you can use it to just better understand what's happening on your YouTube channel, and, how to make content that's going to serve your viewers better, that type of stuff. And again, it's AI, so you want to take everything with a grain of salt. You want to think it all through.
Yeah.
But like right here, so let's just see what it says. So here on the video ideas, so some of the stuff that it gave is...
who asked this question? Was it Melinda?
Yes.
Melinda.
And Nelly Nugs, too.
Or Nelly Nugs. Just something to keep in mind. And, we talked about, running it through the filter of making sure that it's a valid idea and taking it with a grain of salt. If you first put in the work of really understanding who your target audience is and the ideal viewer, like this is who I'm making videos for, and you have that, it's kind of like a North Star. I find it easier when
to say this is good or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So when AI is giving you output, you're able to look at that idea and say, how would this person that I'm making videos for, is this language that they would use? Is this a title that would be attractive to them? Is this a thumbnail that they would be interested in? Is this idea something that would be good for this particular person?
So like right here on the video ideas, right? It says, I've looked at your audience. Oh, here, we'll just read the whole thing. Hey, it's great to dive into some new concepts for your channel. Looking at your recent uploads, like AI is coming for your channel. This is how you win and you get your thumbnails ready for YouTube. It's clear you're helping creators navigate both technical shifts and the evolving AI landscape. I've also looked at your audience's recent interests. They're watching 10 harsh YouTube lessons. I don't have a video called 10 harsh YouTube lessons. And expressing concern in your comments about AI slop and technical hurdles with YouTube Shorts. To keep things fresh and highly relevant for your community, I've put together 3 ideas that lean into specific pain points. YouTube Shorts for gamers, so pretty, specific there. I've been on YouTube for years. Here's what actually matters now. That's pretty good, actually.
That's not bad.
Stop the AI slop, how to use AI without losing your soul. Yeah, that one's okay. I wouldn't put the stop the AI slop on there, but, that one's okay. And then it has for the comment section, for the comment version, it says there's a strong sentiment in your comments against low effort AI content. This idea positions you as the voice of reason, showing how to use AI to speed up the boring stuff like upscaling for TV while helping the creator's human personality front and center. And then it tells how it evaluated these. Oh, here's the comments. Sorry. So here I've analyzed the feedback on your latest video with comments. Learn the real ways to grow your channel on YouTube. I don't think I have that video either, do I? Anyway. Based on the 10 comments Analyze, here's a summary of what the community is saying, gratitude for the advice, engagement with stream segments, and technical troubleshooting. Oh, this is a live stream. That's what that is. Okay, so yeah, so I do have that video. So it just gives you, information like this, which can be valuable information when it comes to just understanding what's happening on your channel. So, so these are tools that YouTube provides for free, which is super cool, because then you can go in, you can use these types of things just to get a, better understanding of what's going on, which is great.
Renee confirmed that is Gemini powered.
Yeah, I posted on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Renee. I had a feeling Renee knew the answer to that.
So Shanna makes it. She's probably like, hey, you started my question, but you just completely went off the deep end there.
Welcome to Niman Live.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she does craft card making, and the goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, regarding the hook/suspense, big creators in my industry use a picture of the finished card as the hook at the beginning. I've been doing that recently, but wonder how that affects the suspense portion. So some people, and this is all content dependent, but some people will come into the video and they want to see like, okay, what is it I'm getting ready to learn how to make, right? What's the end result of this? So if I go through this process, what's the end result? Some people want that at the beginning. So then that way they can kind of know what they're getting in for. So for example, as they're coming into the video and they're like, basically, I'm going to show you how to make this. And it's like, oh, that's cool. I want to learn how to make that. So I'm going to stick around, right? So that's probably what's going on there.
We just like turned it whole like AI last hour.
Yeah, I know. It's
what
been
that
nice.
was.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I get really, I know there's a lot of pushback on AI and it's valid. And here's the crazy thing. I honestly believe that AI in the future might not work out the way we want it to. Like I'm at that thought of like, I think it's going to be revolutionary in some fields, but I think we are setting ourselves up for the potential for some disaster that we can't even think of at this point. So I'm torn on that, but even though I'm torn on that, I'm still like all in on it. I'm still like, yeah, I'm
like, let's burn this puppy to the ground and have an awesome time on the way out.
Yeah. Like, listen, we've seen the movie, we've all seen the movie. We know how it ends. And I'm still like, you know what? Nobody lives.
I'm not worried about AI as much as I'm worried about AI inside of robotics.
Yeah.
That's where the line is for me.
But it starts somewhere.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Sure.
It starts inside of YouTube and it ends with the machines blacking out the sky. Just to let you know. No. I know the potential's there for damage and just insane waste of resources. And the cost of hard drives going through the roof. Like I understand all of that, but I'm still for it because it's opening up a level of creativity that I'm seeing creators make stuff that even cinema can't make. It's doing things that like literally, if you can just learn how to make a prompt, you could be a storyteller and make any sort of a film that you want to make, any sort of a video that you want to make. You just have to put in the work, learn the tools, learn the prompts, and you can make it from your bedroom. Yeah. Like that's incredible.
It is.
That's incredible. So yeah, I'm all in.
Yep.
I'm all in.
Hey, so really quick, just a shout out to Doug Hewson, Monique Bush, and Shark Scrapper, and Home Rapid Repair, and Cathay Fit. You guys are the top 5 chatters today in the live stream. Yep. So Doug is number 1, Monique is number 2, Ernie is number 3, and Larry, Home Rapid Repair, is number 4, Cathay Fit is number 5. Tish is coming in at number 6, Chantel at number 7, David Matney at number 8, me at number 9, and the Pirate Festival at number 10. So yeah, so thanks everybody.
Way to go.
Yep.
So Nelly Nugs, interesting question here. I understand you side question. Do you think software engineers will still be around in a year or 2 or 3?
Oh yeah, they'll be around.
Here, I believe this across most industries. If you are really good at what you do, I think you're going to be good.
Yeah.
If you are middle tier or if you are lower tier in your industry, not every industry, but I'd say a lot of industries, I think you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be. AI is not unclogging toilets yet and building houses yet. It's not making candy yet. Right, yet. I mean, it might, but generally speaking, anything to do with creative work or if anything at a computer, anything that has to do with a computer, bookkeeping, accounting, paralegal services, I think low-level stuff is cooked. But if you're good at what you do, I think there's always going to be a room for people who excel.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And on that note, I do want to remind you that we do have a bunch of helpful, links down in the links and resources down in the video description. So if you are a content creator, you need solutions for different things that you're trying to do, make sure you check out the video description, because there's a really good chance that we have one of those solutions down there for you. In addition to that, if you are a content creator and you're new at all of this and things just aren't going the way that you want right now, I do want to remind you that YouTube, comes with a learning curve, just like anything else that you're going to do. So because of that, try not to get frustrated, try not to get discouraged, because, if things aren't going the way that you want, it means that, you have more skills to develop. You got to make better, you got to, learn how to make better choices. You need to maybe publish more, those types of things. But the idea is just to embrace the idea that we're all, as content creators, always in a learning curve. So because of that, just embrace that. And just like if you were to pick up an instrument right now, some of you would be great, but if you picked up an instrument you've never played before, you can't expect yourself just to be amazing at it when when you first start playing with it. So you need to practice and put in time and learn how to do all of the things in order to get good at that instrument. YouTube is the same exact way. So hang in there. You got this. Have a great rest of your weekend. Remember to check out our sponsor, Opus Clip, to repurpose your content, get more out of the content that you're already publishing. Have a great rest of your weekend, D. Great stream.
Great stream, everybody.
Yep, and we will see you next time.